Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jerry Lynch alongside Mark Chambers, welcoming you to tonight's contest between the Viroqua Blackhawks and your Richland Center Hornets. It's good to be back home again for our second game here at Vitus Rip Stadium. The Hornets come in here tonight with a 2-2 record, coming off a 2-game win streak, winning last week at Viroqua. A big game last Friday night up in Viroqua.
Yeah, Jerry, we're fortunate to get up there, get that game played without everything that's going on. Hornets come out of there with a 19-6 victory. That established our 2-game win streak. Dominating performance on both sides of the ball last Friday as well. I mean, when you hold the opponent to only 6 points, your defense is doing great. 3 offensive touchdowns. Hornets mounted a total of 373 offensive yards in that game last week.
Yeah, Mark, that's really impressive. You know, we did control the pace. Offensively, we moved the ball up and down the field at will. We kind of stuck ourselves in the foot a few times with some penalties, and again, that seems to be our nemesis the last couple of weeks. I know we're trying to clean that up, and hopefully tonight we get that done. Looking for another big offensive output tonight from this Hornet offense.
Yeah, and it's going to be exciting to see, and you know, it was funny last week. You know, we were out with Hitler's being gone, but then we had the next man up mentality. Easton Darling, 170 yards on 27 carries. That's averaging about 6.3 per touch. Jerry, we joked last week that if we added his East and West yards, he was well over 200, closer to 300. You're going to see him again in the backfield tonight. There's actually going to be kind of a 3-set mix that you'll see back there. That's going to be Hillers, Darling, and Aaron Davis, and then seeing. Nate Fogo is kind of that utility player as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of skilled players. We talked about that from the onset early on when we were way back when we were at Lancaster, and last week we got to see a new element of that with Easton running the ball, and again that's going to be our theme coming into tonight. Pound the rock, and when we get sick of it, we're going to pound it some more. Just a heavy dose of those 3 backs. Try to give the ball a little bit to Nate Fogo as well, and then also don't forget we got our quarterback back. Connor Ellinson's up under center, and he also provides us with another running threat from that position.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, Jerry. This is going to be the 3rd start for Ellinson, that junior quarterback that we've got. Tonight, folks, look for a little bit of run-pass option with him. Also some read option as well when he's rolling out, kind of just taking a look at what's happening downfield. Look for some connections between Ellinson and Fogo on that read option. And the one thing that was pretty consistent this week, Jerry, was the emotions for this game. I mean, it's just been off the charts getting ready for this matchup tonight.
Oh, I can imagine. And again, having Connor Ellinson back in the lineup, that's a plus. And again, that's nothing to take away from the job Drew Poles did. Drew really had a nice ball game and commandeered the offense and got us up and down the field. And that's where those 300 and some yards came from. So he was the guy last week. But again, it's nice to see Connor back. Yeah, got a little more experience in that position. He's a year older, and again, he gives you that run-pass option ability, which is kind of nice. We also got Bryce Hillers, and Brad Walsh back. They were also out last week, so getting that experience back in the lineup is really a plus. And we're looking at a full lineup tonight, so that should really be a great thing for us heading out into this great game against Viroqua tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to see that full lineup again tonight. Kind of a healthy, across-the-board player setup. The O-line, can't give those guys enough credit. Last week especially, really impressive performance from them. The crazy thing about those guys was, with Darling being as elusive as he was, he'd go one way, stop, turn around, go the other way, and those guys were great at maintaining their blocks the way they did. So really, really something to see out of those guys.
They really did. Maintaining blocks is really a key. Getting those holes opened up originally and then letting those backs create from that. And again, something to might want to mention too is that we had 3 sophomores in that unit last week.
Right.
With our guys that we had out. That's impressive to have that youth get that kind of experience at that position. So we got a lot of future ahead. That's great. The defensive line also deserves a lot of credit. The job that they did in the trenches, they've been there every week, and our defense has just been really, really strong. We got a lot of speed up front. Getting Walsh back tonight is going to really be a plus for that unit. Just again, mixing things up in that front seven and really making it tough for the offense to attack us. And it's really been it's really been our bread and butter all year.
Yeah, we've been talking about that defense all year, gang tackling as well. We're going to take a break here really quick for the national anthem, so stick with us.
Remove your hats and place your hand over the heart for the playing of the national anthem, performed by members of the RC. And now for tonight's
I want to thank Jeff Behrens and the Richland Center Pep Band for that. Saxophone's out here playing the national anthem for us. Jerry, we kind of left off on gang tackling, really getting multiple players to the ball. 33 solo tackles last week up at Viroqua. 5 tackles for loss, 1 fumble recovery, and a pick. I mean, honestly, the whole thing together, that's a really strong performance.
Yeah, it really is. And, each game that seems to be our bread and butter, the thing we hang our hat on. And again, we just get more and more comfortable with each other as a unit. The big thing tonight, again, just like last Friday, is they've got a feature back. This one is Braden Saint, a senior, number 31. You're going to hear his number a lot tonight. He's 5'7", 190, and he can move. So we're going to have to take the same approach we did last week with Schneider and come in low, gang tackle, and we can't be up around the shoulders. It just won't work.
No, not with this kid. He's kind of a human bowling ball. He's just kind of a chip off the old block. His dad's just kind of that big bowling ball size too. So that feature back that we saw last week at Viroqua, we're going to get kind of a heavy dose of that again from them. This week. I mean, don't be surprised if 45, 50 carries a game for this kid. He's got speed when he gets to the outside too. He gets moving. He's got, he's no slouch when he gets out there. And when he gets into the open field, I mean, he just goes.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to capitalize on our defensive speed. Kids like Bryson Clarkson and Gus Donovan on the outside, Alex Hardy and Nate Fogel as well. And then our interior guys, Jack Teska, he's going to be playing with a club tonight. I believe he's got a broken hand. But that's not gonna alter him at all. He's gonna be an animal inside like usual, along with Aaron Davis.
Yeah.
So, our defensive front has been consistent. It's been really good. Getting Walsh back tonight will be a plus. And again, I don't think we're going to see a lot of passing out of this Blackhawk offense.
No. As I was watching kind of some of the tape from them from games past, not a whole lot of passing offense out of these guys. They're just a heavy run team. And, on the flip side of the ball for our offense, the coach was, I was talking to Coach Troxel, and he was kind of like in our receiver matchups, look for Bosworth to get some of those passes. Again, we talked about Fogo kind of out of the utility position. Really, Coach was pretty confident in his receivers, especially out of those read option situations. They've got speed, and they are elusive. I mean, they're no slouches on the outside, these receivers that we have for the Richland Center Hornets.
Absolutely. I think that's one of our strengths when you really look at the length and the speed and and the athleticism that they bring to the plate. Guys like Bosworth and Darling, Banker, Fogel, Brock Lewis, you can't forget about him. He's been a plus there as well. And again, just a side note, Sam Bosworth is guaranteed a touchdown tonight. So just mark that on your calendar.
Yeah, so
it's going to happen.
When you guys see that, just know that you heard it here first.
Not to mention maybe another turnover. That guy's been the turnover king.
He has, his interceptions have been huge for us, and he's had one in, I think, all but one game. So, yeah, look for that on the defensive side for him as well. From off that Viroqua win, we've just got this kind of building confidence that just keeps on rolling. And, I had mentioned this before, Jerry, that the emotions for this week and this week's game have just been, I could feel it, just on a Monday, and, we were only in school on Monday, but even the rest of the week, just talking with these kids and just seeing them in passing and whatnot, they are jacked. They are ready for this game. Maybe a little bit of a lingering sting from that game in Prairie last year. If those of you that were watching that game or were there that game, you guys remember the fog was just tremendous, really hard to see. With kind of talking about the past, last week, Prairie played Lancaster, and it was kind of a nip and tuck game back and forth, and Prairie ended up getting beat 29-22. So if we're talking about chips on the shoulder, be looking for Prairie to maybe try to avenge that last week's loss here in Richland Center.
Absolutely. I think both teams come in knowing how big this ball game is. Again, I think a lot of similarities in the type of things that they do. Again, with when you look at the head-to-head matchups, as Mark just mentioned, it's definitely this could be a war, right from start to finish. And again, with the playoff picture starting up next week, tonight, right after this ball game, about 2 in the morning, they're going to decide take the 209 teams that are still playing football and divide them into 7 divisions. And then once they do that, they're going to put them into four team pods, where team one seed and the 4 seed will play next week, and the 2 seed and the 3 seed will play next week. And then the winners from those games will play the following week. So.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, Jerry, whatever shakes out of that. And from my understanding, the way that they're going to do that, they're going to throw all 209 teams in, kind of let the computers pick. After they get them into the 7 divisions or whatever, they're going to kind of let the computers pick, where these teams are going to be at based on area and strength of schedule and competition and things of that nature. So it's not going to be anything, lopsided necessarily. So the WIA is doing something, in that respect to try to kind of help us out, or help all these teams out with this year. Most likely another road game, First and Center. I can't see it ended up, being here. If it is home, great for us, but probably not. But, that's something we're used to. We're not, we're no strangers about going on the road. So the teams and coaches, they're ready to dive into that postseason, obviously taking care of what's going on tonight first, but, they're ready.
Sure, and the thing is, what it does is we're not going to have a state championship this year at football. So what it does is it kind of pits some of the top-notch teams against each other in a little playoff scenario. And even though it's not the same, it's kind of an alternative to what we've had to deal with. So it's just how it is.
Right.
Speaking of our coaches, I just want to say a little bit about the amazing effort that those guys have put in, not only this season, but preseason, all summer long, and all the stuff that it's taken to get to this point. And so our hats are off to them. Huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to their spouses, their significant others, and a huge shout out to their entire family. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes on with coaches and families, and a lot of time that goes into this. So our hats off to them, because it really is it's a commitment, and they've done a heck of a job, and the time that they've put in to get this place where we're at tonight. This has been fun.
Yeah, I think every player down there in black and orange would tell you that as well, Jerry. They're having a blast. And the other group that we can't leave out, obviously, are the parents. Tonight being Parents' Night. Not sure if you guys heard this over the PA, but the parents are going to be acknowledged in between first and second quarter, and then also between third and fourth quarter. So the first half of the parents between the first and second half between the third and the fourth. The other thing that we want to also give a good shout out to, obviously, are our sponsors. These folks have been with us all year long, through the good times and the bad. Not all of them have gotten their names out there as much as we like them to. But tonight's sponsors, Wallace Cooper and Elliott and their partners, Erie Insurance in West Bend. We also have Schreiber Foods. And then also in the memory of Judy Davis for our 4 quarters this evening. So again, huge thank you to all of our sponsors. And we are just about ready to get underway for our first quarter, folks.
That looks like the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks are going to be kicking off from north to south. The Hornets have their usual three people back in Bryce Hillers and Brock Banker and Nate Fogel. I'm not sure what happened with the coin toss. It could have been where Prairie won and elected to defer to the second half. We missed that, so sorry about that.
Yeah,
but Prairie is kicking off.
And don't look for a deep kick with these guys.
Ooh, that's really
that's
short.
That's what I said.
And that ball's live.
Yeah, it's a live, and they got it.
And it's Prairie du Chien football.
Yep. Hornets did not jump on that ball right away. I think closest maybe to Gus Donovan, and it just kind of took a funky hop. But yeah, that's what I said, folks. You're not going to see a lot of depth on these kicks, so all hands need to be ready.
Kick was recovered by Prairie du Chien.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was an intentional onside kick, but that squib action or whatever.
It's like a pop-up.
It really forces your kids to react. You can't sit back on your heels if you don't react immediately. That's a live ball, and they've got their head of steam coming down the field, and we're looking at 1st and 10 Prairie inside Hornet territory.
Yeah, right
already.
on the 36. So Chechka, he's the sophomore quarterback, and what do you know? Here comes Saint, and we got a flag right away. First, great tackling though by the Hornets. Good gang tackling, and Saint just flips the ball.
Braden Saint on the carry, tackled by Jack Teska and
looks like false start on Prairie.
Yep. Illegal procedure. We'll move the ball back. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Blackhawks. The Hornet defense did a nice job of covering that initial run. A lot of gang tackling, a lot of people in on that. But we'll take the penalty. 1st and 15, Blackhawks on the Hornet 41-yard line.
All right, so here we go.
So one receiver split right.
Right up the middle again.
Again, nice job on the tackle.
Maybe
Look
a
like
gain
Brock
yard
Lewis.
Right back to the line of scrimmage even.
Tackled by number 12, Brock Lewis.
Yep, Braden Saint on his 2nd carry already. Again, we're going to get a heavy dose of him tonight.
Yeah, wait till we say his 52nd carry. You're going to hear it. I am almost guaranteeing. Yep. All right, so this is 2nd and long for the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks. 2 receivers right.
Passing.
And he's going to roll out, and he's going to toss, and it's caught at about the 31, it looks like, Jerry.
Yep, look like Brock Banker in the coverage. He was right there, but Prairie was able to complete the pass and connect for about a 10-yard gain. Pretty close to a 10-yard gain. That'll make it 3rd and about 6.
3rd down, 6.
So again, we'll see what the Hornets dial up here for defense. Don't be surprised to hear Saint's name called again.
Yeah, and I would have to say this is probably 4-down territory too, obviously.
They're in a good position in the field, to go that way. So might be looking at a pass here, or kind of a, here comes it's going to roll out this way. There's the pass, and
good coverage. Easton
Darling was on the coverage, and I think he's just short. It depends on the spot, I would say, Jerry. It's pretty close.
Yeah, really close.
Pass is complete to
and they're calling it 4th down. Yeah, he's about a not quite a yard short. So look for Saint on this one. So that's 2 completed passes by Chechka, and again, it was one of those things where looking at the film, he's a young kid. He's a sophomore quarterback, and his passing, when you give him time, kind of like Drew Pauls, you give him time and he can connect.
Got a tight formation here.
And it's going to be the
fullback. Yeah, it'll be 1st down Prairie.
Yeah, it's
Max Amundsen on the carry.
Let's see.
Yep. Amundsen is your fullback, and he's been.
We're waiting on the spot.
Pretty much doing all the lead blocking.
I think they're going to bring in the chains.
Tackles were led by Jack Teska.
Yeah, they're going to bring in the chains. Jerry, they might be a touch short. My rules expert is telling me about 6 inches.
Yeah, he's got a good angle from here.
Yeah, he does. About the same that we do. Okay, now he just made it 4 inches.
But I like the way he thinks.
Thanks, Woodman. And he's man. Hold on a second.
First down, Prairie du Chien.
Hold on a second. Boy, they're giving it to him.
Ball is placed at
It
the
looked short. It didn't look like it hit the. It didn't look like it hit the peg. Boy. Well, defense got to hold up again here now. So that was a carry by Amundsen.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Blackhawks at the 25.
Watch him on the lead block again, and it's a rollout.
Jacob, just a little short pass
Yep.
to the fullback,
And
Amundsen.
he goes nowhere.
Pretty good coverage, way to fill. Was that Clarkson?
Jacob's pass is complete to Amundsen.
Maybe Clarkson and
Looked like Clarkson and maybe
Fingers?
Fogel.
Tackled
Fogo.
by Nate Fogo
Yep.
and Bryson Clarkson.
here we go.
No gain on the play. Second down, 10.
2nd and 10. Just a little swing pass to the fullback. They just slipped him out into the flats and just a little flip. Didn't have to throw it very far.
Here comes the
High
handoff to
percentage.
Saint, and he's
Oh,
going to go nowhere.
nice-
That's
nice
a loss of
penetration.
4. I didn't see who got in there. Did you see?
Nice
Jerry?
penetration.
That
No,
looks
I wanna see who
like
gets off.
50. That's Brad Walsh. Man, he busted right through there. The
Yeah.
old pistol shrimp.
Brady Saint
Yep.
with the carry. Tackled by number 56, Brad Walsh.
Great
Yeah.
penetration by Brad.
Yeah, he shot into that backfield really fast. It reminded me of the
Loss of 2.
Dodgeville game down
Third
here where
down and
he
12.
just clobbered that quarterback down near the end zone down
And
here.
you know, we hit on that last week too. For some of these feature backs, if you can get into them early, get in
Right.
get in at their feet.
Yep.
Not let them get ahead of steam.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the case with this kid too. So we got another passing situation.
Oh.
Chaka's going to go long,
And it's going to be
incomplete down the middle of the
Incomplete,
field.
yep. And it looked like Hardy was in the backfield to give some pressure on the quarterback Chechka.
Yep, he had to get rid of it.
Was
Yep.
intended for number 3, Seth.
So he overshot his
Mattheson.
receiver. That'll make it 3rd and about 12.
Ball falls incomplete. Loss of down. 3rd and 12.
Well, that's what Carlson's calling it, so I'm going to go with it. 3rd and 12. So defense kind of coming to the show here again, especially after that. I don't know, Jerry. I mean, the refs are a heck of a lot closer than I am, but every single Hornet player was pointing the other direction on that 4th down run. But here we are. You know, is it 4th down or 3rd down? 4th down?
4th down and
Okay.
12. I'm sorry, I was wrong.
I thought we were 3rd down, but
We
here
got
go.
trips. We got trips right here.
Yep. One
Passing
receiver left.
sit-
He's rolling out that side, and here comes a flag, and he gets tagged. Bryson Clarkson just tagged him.
Jacob was pressured by number 21, Bryson Clarkson.
Looks like it's going to be a false start on
Yeah, and I
Prairie
think
as
this
well.
one, and I think this one's going to get declined, and we're going to turn it over on downs.
Yep.
We're going to turn it over on downs. Hornet football.
My goodness.
Richland Center takes over on down.
Nice job by the Hornet defense again. Clarkson just, we were talking about his speed, all season. Last week they put him on a little bit of offensive sets or whatever, but boy, he just got into Chechka there and just labeled him.
Yep, and again, he's a quarterback's worst nightmare.
Yeah, he is.
The guy can close like there's no tomorrow. It's just he got in there and he put his hat on that kid and forced a terrible throw. So
Yeah.
we're back on offense finally.
Yeah, we needed this. Get to call some offensive plays
Here
here
we got
now.
a power I formation. Got split receivers both sides.
Here comes the handoff. That looks like it's going to be. No, it's pass. It's
Little
Ellis
pass
now
out
here
here
to
to the
Fogo.
flat.
That's it. First down.
There we go.
So that was that little read option that we were talking about in the pregame. Ellenson kind of rolling off to the right, finding Fogo kind of coming off the line. Just a little flat pass. Coach was talking about that this week, and he said when
1st and 10 Hornets.
there it is, 1st and 10 Hornets. Saying that Lancaster did that to them, to Prairie, and they just couldn't stop it. They didn't have an answer
Yep.
for it.
Little pitch and catch, a little
Yep.
high percentage.
Yep.
And Ellenson threw a good ball.
And they got the box loaded, does Prairie. They've got 7 guys up there. Here comes the handoff, and I think that's Aaron Davis.
Aaron
Yep.
Davis straight ahead for
A
about
nice 5-yard gain.
Yep.
Speaking of bowling balls,
Aaron Davis with the carry. The gain of 6 yards.
giving him 6.
Tackled by Braden Saint.
Yeah, he just grabbed it, head down, and
Second
just
down,
straight ahead,
4
legs
yards
pumping.
to go.
Again, we talked in the pregame. Pound the rock, and pound the rock, and I think you're going to see that.
Yep.
Not only from Aaron Davis, but from our entire backfield.
Yeah, and it's going to switch up that backfield. We mentioned that a little bit in the pregame. You're going to see Hiller's back there. You're going to see Davis back there. You see Darling back there. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Fogo's in motion, and watch him get in the pitch. And no, Ellenson's going to keep. It's a nice little read option. They gave him about 2. Gives us about
Connor
3rd and
Ellenson
2.
with the keeper. Tackled by number 54, Lucas Kramer.
Just looking to establish that motion a little bit, Jerry.
Third down.
You know, get a little bit of movement in the backfield. Let's try to provide a little confusion for that Prairie defense. Knowing, you know, they got to spy out who it is that they're going to try and take care of. And that quarterback is always the last guy, you know, if you will. You just don't know if he's gonna run, if he's gonna pass, if he's gonna roll out and pass. So, and Ellenson's got good legs for that.
Yep, get that defense to show its hand too.
Exactly. So shotgun formation here, and it's gonna be a handoff to Hillers, and he's to the outside. Great run, nice work. Bryce Hillers.
Big time run.
That was great. Ran out the C gap, took himself to the
Looks
outside.
like we're down to about the Prairie 39. First and 10, Hornets.
That's. Let's see if we get Carlson to say it again. That was a great piece of running for him.
Ball is placed at the
And again, pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock. There he is. There he is. All right, so it looks like we got Bosworth out to the right, and I think that is Banker or Darling out to the left.
Yep, Fogel's in that Y position, I formation.
Handoff
Straight
to
ahead
Aaron
to Davis.
About a 3 or 4 yard gain for him. Maybe even 5. That's a good chunky yardage. He got 5 on that. That was a nice run. Again, just kind of head down, getting through that first part of the defense, getting through that defensive line, and really making those backs step up and try to stop him.
Yep, spreading the ball around, keeping that Prairie du Chien defense guessing. Pound the rock, but we're doing it from a lot of different ways.
Yep. Banker out to the right, Darling out to the left. Power formation again. I think that's Fogo in the backfield. No, that's Hillers. And Ellenson's going to run out, and here he goes. Go. Great piece of running by Ellenson. Yeah, that's it, buddy. That's a first down.
I think you just saw what Connor does best. You know, he really is. You know, he can drop back to pass, and when things break down, he can make something positive with his feet, make people miss. He's slippery, and he's a good runner.
He's kind of a Easton Darling quarterback.
Exactly.
He does. He's got great movement, great vision downfield too. He kind of rolled that side, and he started to see the defense kind of widen out there and gave him that lane, and that's when he took off upfield and got that nice gain. So Hiller's in the backfield, behind Ellenson in the shotgun. Fogo in the tight end position, and it's going to go to Hillers, and he's patient on his run. And again, a nice, good run.
That ball came out late. Hopefully
yeah, I think he's down.
Hopefully it was a dead ball situation. I think it was.
Oh, I don't want him. Okay, I thought he was hurt. But
Bryce Hillers on the carry, gain of 6.
Another good run by Hillers.
Tackled by number 13, Brady Russell.
Hornets doing a nice job here in their first offensive possession, kind of just marching that ball down the field. It opened up with a nice little flat pass, kind of keep the Blackhawk defense on its toes. And then since then, it's been a steady diet to pound the rock.
Yeah, it's been a nice drive. I mean, the offensive line's doing a nice job.
See what develops on this play. It's going to go to Hillers up the middle, and he's going to get met. Nothing on that one. About 4 Blackhawk defenders, and it looked like Kramer was in on the lead on that tackle. He sliced right in there, just kind of sniffed that one out.
Bryce Hillers on
just
the carry.
Not enough of a hole opened up there for Hillers on that run, Jerry.
Yep. So we've got 3rd and 5.
Tackles were led by Lucas Kramer.
At the Blackhawk 20-yard line.
Again,
probably 4 down territory.
And if it's not, Jerry, I mean, remember we do have our kicker back too, so that does help.
That is true.
And I just saw Billy Jones running over to grab the tee. So we'll see what happens here on 4th down. Don't have to worry about it if you get the first, though, right?
That's correct.
And here it comes. It's a pitch out to Hillers, and he's going to be met by a bunch of Blackhawks. Although, boy, he picked up some yardage on that, which
he did. He made a little hesitation move, and then he ran out of territory.
I got about 1.5 yards on that. So let's see what happens with the Hornets here. If they're going to go for it or if they're going to make the kick here.
Pushed out of bounds by Aiden McCluskey.
Looks like it's going to be the field goal.
Looks like Prairie du Chien's been sending those backers through that A gap.
Yeah.
They got a lot of people up in that line of scrimmage, and they're bringing pressure. If we should be able to get outside. So we got Bryce Hillers lining up for what would be a 35-yard field goal. The hold's going to be at 25-yard line.
Yep.
This will be a 35-yarder if we can get a good snap, a good hold, and a good kick.
Let's see what happens here.
4:17 to go in the first quarter.
There's the snap. Oh, it's a bad snap. Bad snap. Just fall on it. Oh, he's going to go. Yep. Just a bad snap. And that's going to take points off the board for the Hornets. Possible 3 with that field goal, but just real low snap on that one, Jerry. And Connor just did not have a chance to really kind of set that ball up for Hillers to kick.
Yeah, there's a lot of coordination that goes into kicking a field goal. And, you got to have a lot of good things. You got to have blocking. You got to have a good snap. You got to have a good hold, and just the whole timing. It's tough.
Yep.
And we know that Bryce has a great leg, and that was a good position to be in. Maybe next time.
And we got. Oh, I was gonna say we got a whistle that we just didn't get the block off the. Oh, that was not. I don't think that ref is a pitcher whatsoever.
No.
I better hope he doesn't play beanbags either. That was. I don't think that's where he was going with that thing.
Okay, I formation, Prairie du Chien ball, 40-yard line of
pitch out to Saint, cutting inside, and he's going to gain a couple, about 4.
Picked up about 4, 2nd and 6, at the 44-yard line of Prairie du Chien.
Again, you're going to keep hearing his name, folks.
The gain of 4.
Like we said, he's kind of a feature back for them, so
42,
keep listening for 31, Braden Saint.
2nd down, 6.
All right, so 2nd and 6, Hornet defense. Drawing something up here, 2 receivers right. Saint's going to be in the backfield with Amundsen. Chechka's in that shotgun formation. He's going to roll off to the right. And he's keeping rolling. He's still rolling. And he's going to pass it. And I think he's going to complete that pass to about the 49-yard line.
First down.
48-yard line, yep.
That'll move the sticks.
Yep.
Into Blackhawk territory again.
It's dangerous pass, when you're rolling off that way and kind of throwing back across the field, but he threaded the needle on that one.
48-yard line,
go ahead.
and 10.
He's having some success with that waggle action.
Yeah.
Rolling out right or left, probably best to his right.
Yeah.
But again, high percentage passes, and he's had some success with that.
Here comes a run from Saint, and here he goes. We told you guys, this is the kid. Here he goes. And Darling's got to take him out, and he does. He's got a low center of gravity. He's got great legs. He knows how to move. He's got the vision for downfield. And again, folks, we said if we can get in the backfield and contain him, we've got a much better chance of holding that kid. But, once he gets to that second level, he starts to move.
Sorry, the 24-yard line.
You're right on. Low center of gravity. From the waist down, he's tough.
Yeah. 2 receivers left. It's going to go back to Saint again. Gain of about, looks like about 6, maybe 7.
Carry, the gain of 7 yards, 2nd down and 3.
And he's kind of like an Aaron Jones. He just kind of keeps getting stronger as the game goes on. Does Saint? He does, his motor doesn't stop. I'll tell you that much. Saint to the middle again, and that's how we got to stop him, just like that.
That's the equation right there. Whatever that happened, Jack
so
Teska and
Tyler Brown and
Alex Hardy was in there too.
And we keep talking about that gang tackling. That's how we're gonna have to get in on this kid and get him down. Is that we got to gang tackle on him, get to him soon. Don't let him set up his run. Don't let him set up and get ready to to find a lane or whatever. He's a patient runner. He'll wait for those blocks to develop. And then, if he doesn't see anything on the inside, and as long, the longer that play goes, he'll find a spot to get to it, even if it's the outside. Here comes that roll-out pass again.
Yep.
And it's tipped. Oh, man, and we had it sniffed out, and there he goes.
Yep. Missed tackle.
Yep.
And number 14 just took it into the end zone for 6.
Yep. And I don't know who was on that tackle. That's Nicholson.
John Nicholson.
John Nicholson, touchdown, Prairie du Chien.
And we were all hoping that it was going to be a Hornet score first, and it just didn't pan out that way. So, again, we're going to have to see, if it's going to be a 2-point conversion or a kick, and then Hornets got to get right back on the offensive side of things and get things rolling. We had a really nice drive going.
Really nice drive.
That first series. So, let's see what happens here on the kick. And it looks like they are going to kick.
Looks like they're going to try the point after touchdown by kicking.
And I believe this is Joey Zaya, number 45 on the kick. And it's up, and it looks like it's good. Oh, no, he missed it.
Wide left.
Missed left.
Wide left.
He's no good.
So 6-0 Prairie du Chien.
Prairie du Chien.
126 to go, first quarter.
And we want to thank our first quarter sponsors, Wallace Cooper and Elliott, and their partner Erie Insurance. Erie's a company you can rely on to get you back to normal if something bad happens with their award-winning claim service. Erie offers you the protection you need and the service you expect, all at a great price. Celebrating their 95th anniversary, contact Sheila Troxel or her associates at Wallace Cooper and Elliott for a quote 647-6311. So again, big shout out to Wallace Cooper and Elliott and their partners, Erie Insurance.
Again, you know, it was kind of a big momentum swing right there with the bad snap on the kick, and Prairie du Chien turned around and drove the ball down the field quickly and gave us some trouble with their running game. A lot of it's just we got to get that momentum back. And our offense had a good drive going. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to establish that again. We were giving Prairie's defense a lot of fits.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens with this kick again, too. So if you guys remember that first kickoff, it kind of went about 14 yards and then just died. And it was kind of a pop-up kick. It wasn't really necessarily a squib, but it just kind of floated up in the air, but it became a live ball. Hornets weren't able to jump on it. Prairie did, but, you know, after they had the fourth down that got them the first, it was really, really close. And then we shut them down, and we're doing well on the offensive side of things, so let's see what happens on this kickoff. And again, one of those little pop kicks, and that's going to be Bryson Clarkson taking it. And he'll be down at the 41 or 42-yard line.
Yeah, good field position.
Yeah, it's a good way to start.
Kickoff is returned by number 21, Bryson Clarkson. Tackle on the play by Ryan Wall.
I think he had a gain of about 2 yards on that carry.
Yeah,
but it was just grab and go.
We'll take it. And,
yeah.
And the thing is, it's just you mentioned it coming in that their kicking game is kind of suspect, so you got to be ready. It's like,
right,
you know, you got everybody back deep like they're going to kick it into the deep seats, and the guys up front have got to be alive because this guy's got some interesting kicking characteristics.
I would agree. All right, so Hornets on offense, I formation, one receiver left, one right. Ellenson under center is going to give it to Davis, and there goes Davis straight ahead. Great run, a gain of about 7, I think, on that carry, Jerry.
Yep, straight ahead.
Aaron Davis on the carry.
North south again. Line did a good job of putting a hat on people, opening that initial hole.
And that's what we got to do tonight. You know, if we're going to have this steady diet of run, we, you know, our line, and they've been preached that all week. That, you know, you got to open those holes. You know your blocking assignments. You know, blocking down, whatever those. You know, if you got to get 2 guys on a man, whatever. But you got to open those holes and allow those running backs to get in there. So power I formation here. Prairie again loading the box. And Ellenson's going to hand off to Hillers, and he's going to get about a yard, it looks like. It takes about 3rd and 2.
Tackled by Brady Russell and Lucas Kramer.
Looked a little slow to develop on that play, Jerry. Just like the blocks just didn't quite get there where they needed to be. And Bryce kind of, you know, held out for where that hole was going to open up, and it just, I don't think it ever developed and opened it up. All right, so 3rd and 2. Hornets got 2 receivers right, 1 left. I-back formation. Hiller's under center, and he's going to hand it to Davis, and Davis has that first down.
Keeps those legs churning. I think he's got it.
Yep, I think he does too. Yep. By the spot, it looks like he's got that first down. Nice run by Aaron Davis. Got about 2.5.
Aaron Davis on the carry.
First down, Hornets. And I think that ends the first quarter.
All right, so first quarter in the books. It's a 6-0 Blackhawk lead. Kind of back and forth with that first quarter, Jerry. You know, that we open up, Prairie opening up with kind of that goofy kickoff, but it worked to their advantage. They got on the ball, had about 7 plays, turned it over on downs. Hornets just drove down the field. I mean, we had a nice drive going. Started out with that little flip pass to the flat from Ellenson to Fogo, and then just run. But it was just that bad snap that kind of ended that, turned it sour, and Prairie took advantage and marched it down the field.
I think right now what I'm seeing is, Prairie du Chien, their defense is pretty much relying on their speed. They got a lot of athletic kids. They're fast. When we try to do some things where we try to get to the outside, we've had some trouble. But when we bring it right at them, they're struggling.
Yeah.
When we smash it right at them, they don't have the size that we do up front. And so that north-south stuff seems to be giving us the best success at this point.
Agreed. Yeah, they don't have a ton of size. They got one or two big kids on their defensive line. But then beyond that, yeah, it is mostly speed. So I formation here. Going to go to Davis again. And he's going to get a few yards out of it. Maybe about 1.5 or 2. So straight ahead running again.
Yeah, maybe catch him sleeping to the outside. I mean,
we've had that steady diet of pounding it right up in the A gap. So
that's where our success is coming, especially in that drive we just got on. Let's see what we got here. Trips right, single back.
Fogo in that tight end position. And Hornets are going to take a timeout. A little confusion, I think, on that. Nate had originally started lining up on the right side, come over to the left side. So I don't know if it was just something that the coach wanted to talk about and say, hey, this got to get this play set up right or whatever. But so let's see what happens here with this opening drive of the second quarter.
Again, I think the big thing too is just being patient. Churning up the yards and staying away from those penalties, because you put yourself in long yardage situations, and that really doesn't bode well for your offense. And, that's what made that drive so successful the first time. We stayed away from the flags and we just marched right down the field. And I think we can do that on this team anytime we want. Yeah,
it was clean. I mean, I think we had maybe two penalties, and both of them I think were false starts on Prairie. So I mean, again, a good start for us. Just looked in maybe coach talked to him about this, about just finishing out these drives. So let's see what happens here. So Ellenson in the shotgun. He's going to hand it. Nope, he's going to keep it and rolling off to his right, and he's got to get rid of it. And I don't know who was supposed to pick that defensive end up coming around the outside, but he closed in on Ellenson.
Yeah, he came free.
On the quarterback keeper.
Brady Russell. He came free from that right side.
Yep.
It's a loss of 1. Third down.
So 3rd and 9. I think they were trying to develop that little flat pass again there, Jerry, and he just got caught from behind. Okay, so let's see what we get here. We got 2 receivers left, 1 right. That looks like Banker and Fogo to the left, and I think that's Bosworth off to the right. Shotgun formation. Davis is off to Ellenson's right, and Hillers is behind him. Here comes the snap, and it's going to be a flat pass out here to Nate Fogo. Nice stiff arm. He's going to get a little bit.
Yeah, Prairie du Chien covered that pretty well. It looked like something was going to be there right away, and then
they closed in quick.
They closed the gap fast. We did pick up a couple. 4th and probably about 7.
Yep.
Looks like we're maybe going to punt it away here.
Looks that way.
Tackled by number 20, Chase Fisher.
Gain of 2. Gain of 9 would have been nicer.
4th and 8.
Let's see what happens on this punt.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Bryce get into one here.
Yeah, and get those
pin those guys down.
Yeah, get some Hornets down there to down this thing at about the 2-yard line. High snap.
Got it away and good kick.
Nice kick.
Good kick.
And it's going to go out at about the 15, it looks like.
Pretty close.
Yeah, that's
15-yard line, yep.
Not
First
a bad
and
kick.
10, Prairie.
All right, so defense going to have to step up here again. Jerry, this would be a great time for one of those Hornet turnovers.
Yep, where's Mr. Bosworth?
Yeah, let's see if they start to roll that out again. Let's see if we can get Bosworth in on a pick.
Prairie du Chien takes over 1st and 10.
Second quarter sponsor, Wallace Cooper and Elliott and their partner, West Bend Insurance.
So 2 receivers left, I formation, Saint back deep.
And it's going to go to him.
And they give us to Saint.
And he took his time. You could see he just kind of made that stop.
Yep.
He saw it coming through, let the hole develop, and got himself a couple of yards, because he could have been stopped in the backfield there, Jerry.
Easily, yep.
Looks like a gain of about 5 for him.
The ball carrier, gain of 5.
No surprise that we're calling his name again.
No, not at all.
Hagen
And again,
Nate Fogo.
we've proven that we can tackle the
Second
guy,
down,
but
5 yards.
you got to do it consistently. They're going to give him the ball. That's their game plan. That's their MO.
Yep. Regardless of how they line up. Now the set that we're seeing right now, where Chetka's got those flankers. Yeah, he starts to pass on those. Turn around, Easton Darling, and he's there.
Oh, nice coverage.
Yeah, their receiver turned into a defender. I'll tell you what.
Nice play, Easton
Yeah,
Darling.
and class act helping that kid up too. Yeah, he was on him. He was on him tight. I don't know what the flag was. I saw the flag.
Illegal motion.
Illegal motion, yep.
shift.
Pass was broken up by Easton Darling.
So that's going to back him up 5 yards, or
There's a
lost it
penalty
down.
on the play.
And let's see what happens here. And it looks like we're going to take the loss of downs.
So they're going to decline that illegal shift, and that'll make it 3rd and down, 3rd and 5 on that incomplete
Loss of
pass.
down, 3rd and 5.
Really nice coverage by Easton Darling on that pass.
Yeah, he did a nice job staying with that receiver the whole time.
Yep, found the football.
Yep. And again, we're seeing Chetka kind of open this up a little bit. This is a little bit more reminiscent of the Dodgeville game where Prairie played Dodgeville. He had many more passes in that game than he did against Lancaster last week. So 3rd and 5. Hornets looking to get a stop here. One receiver right, one receiver left, and you got Saint single back in the backfield. Amundsen is going to lead the block, and here it comes. And I think we're going to stop him.
Nice pursuit.
Yep,
Good
gang
play.
tackling again.
Yeah, and again, something you mentioned earlier in the contest, where 15 goes, 31 goes. So
Yeah.
they do a lot of lead blocking with that Amundsen at fullback, and
4th and 3.
looks like they're probably going to punt the ball away here. I would think.
Yeah, and they did have a big line shift, so that's what I'm thinking as well.
And I don't know what their punting game is like. It's got to be better than their kicking game.
Well, not too much.
At least their kickoff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Fogo's going to sit back at about the 50, not quite the 50-yard line. Here comes the snap. It's a low, goofy snap, and he's going to get it away, but it's kind of high. And it's going to be Fogo, and he's going to let it bounce, and it's going to take a nice Blackhawk roll. They're going to get it at about the 35-yard line,
Yep.
which is not necessarily bad field position. And I think Jerry, Nate's only way that he was going to secure that thing was with a fair catch anyway. They had a couple of defenders down there right away to cover that punt.
Yep.
Ball is placed at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Richland Center.
Okay, let's see if we can establish what we had going in that first drive, and let's move the ball down the field at these guys.
Look to see maybe if Hillers will start to roll out right again like he did before, and just getting those backers to pick up those blocks. Let's see what happens here with this, and it's going to be a handoff. That's Easton Darling. Here he goes. Nice job, and maybe a face mask there too. And the ref was right there, and he didn't see it, but I think that was Russell. Yeah, my rules expert is telling me there should have been a flag thrown on that one.
Yep.
He was tackled by Brady Russell, and you could see Russell knew it because as soon as he got Darling down, he threw his hand up like, no, it wasn't me. So it could have been an extra 15 tacked onto that, but here we are, second and 3. Yeah, nice piece of running by Easton again, kind of being patient, following those blocks, east and west, and then getting himself some positive yardage, just like we saw in Viroqua last week. And this is going to be Hillers straight ahead. Great run by Bryce. Nice run by Bryce. And
Yeah, Coach Troxel saw something there that he exploited big time. That hole was huge.
yep.
Tackled by
Bosworth coming out the
Ryan
field a
Wall.
little gingerly. I don't know what happened to him, but he's down on a knee on the sideline right now. Looks like the trainer's going to come over and see him quick. It just kind of I don't know, he just kind of was hobbling off the field. So let's see what happens here in this play. Look for this pass option here.
Looks like we got Hillers out here in the slot.
Oh, bad, and it was just a bad snap again. It kind of, Hillers and Ellenson were both going for that
There's a
ball, so a
fumble on
loss
the
of
play.
loss of
Ball
one
is
there.
recovered by Connor Ellison. Loss of 1. 2nd down and 11.
I'd say, really, Jerry, that might be like the first mental mistake. I mean, other than that for the field goal, that was just a low snap, but That might be just maybe our first mental mistake this evening, so it's a good thing to see that we're not doing that over and over again. Clarkson in on the left side as a receiver. Darling off to the right. I formation, and you got Fogo in that tight end spot again. And it's going to be a handoff to Hillers. Here he goes. There he goes. And that's going to be a first down.
Nice carry, Bryce Hillers.
Yeah, that was, he found his holes, followed that lead block, and I don't know who that lead block was, but he followed somebody off to that left side and then got himself the first down.
Tackled by number 44, Ryan Wall.
Ryan Wall for Prairie du Chien on that tackle.
Wall
And again, he's
plays
kind
at
of
the
like,
37-yard line.
you know, he's not
First and 10 Hornets.
exactly built like Saint, but we've talked about Hillers before, and he's a load, Jerry. He's not, he's, you know, he takes a lot to get down.
Yeah, and he can accelerate quickly, too.
Yeah. Ellenson back to pass on this one, and he's going to flip it out there to Nate Fogo, who just could not hold on. It was a little bit low.
Yeah, a little low and behind him maybe a little bit, but again, probably a ball that
Nate's going to catch.
Nate
Yeah.
can usually catch, yeah.
Ellison's pass intended for Nate
It's all right, we're
Fogo.
keeping that perimeter
Ball's
honest.
incomplete.
Right.
Second down.
You know, they
and
start
10.
putting that many guys in the box.
Yeah. Yep.
2nd and 10. We're inside Prairie territory. Looks like about maybe the 38-yard line.
Give or take. Yeah, pretty close.
Easton Darling in the backfield.
Along with Hillers. And there goes Hillers. Here he goes. Following that block, and there he goes. Nice piece of
Boy.
running by Bryce Hillers.
Couple of really nice blocks. First of all, lead block by Easton Darling, kicking that guy out.
Yep.
And then following Aaron Davis down the field.
Hillers on the carry.
Both of those lead backs did a heck of a job getting downfield and putting a hat on somebody.
That was about a 20-yard gallop from Hillers there. 21 yards, I think he got on that one. It's a really nice piece of running.
If you can get Bryce ahead of steam like that, good things are going to happen.
First
So
and 10
great
Hornets.
initial blocking by the backfield.
All right, so let's see what happens. They got those split backs flanking Ellenson in the shotgun here. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Ellenson's going to hand it off to Hillers, and he's going to find that gap, but closed up really quick. Closed up really
Yep,
quick.
there's one of those big horses inside you talked about, number 55.
Yeah, that's Johnson, that
Bryce
Jaden
Hillers on
Johnson.
the carry.
He runs at about 285, so big kid.
Yeah,
Tackled by number 55,
he's definitely a gap
Jaden
filler.
Johnson.
Yeah,
right over the ball,
yeah,
Second down.
playing that
and 10.
nose.
yeah. He runs at 6'3" and
He's-
285.
he's a big boy.
That's a big kid.
So we got I formation, 2 receivers right, 1 left. We got Darling out here to the left.
I think that's Fogo in the slot,
Single coverage over here.
and they're going to
Straight
hand
ahead
it
to
to
Davis.
Yep, and they had it sniffed out.
They got a lot of penetration on that left side of the line that time, and it just made it really hard for Aaron to get ahead of steam going.
Aaron
Yeah.
Davis, the ball carrier. No gain on the play. Tackled by number 54, Lucas Kramer.
So 3rd and 10.
Third down, 10 yards to go.
Banker's coming in, Bosworth's coming off. So Jerry, you know, if we don't get the first down here, you know, looking at that field goal attempt again, I know they were working on the snap on the sideline here just a little while ago, so let's see what happens on this play. It looks like Hillers and Davis in the backfield, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Ellenson back to pass, and he's going to throw it to Easton Darling, and he just overshot him.
Easton made a nice double move there and got open and got behind the receiver or behind the defender, and the ball was just overshot.
Pass is intended for number 20, Easton Darling.
Yeah, if Easton does catch that, he's still going to be out of bounds. I mean, the play was right. I mean, it developed the way it should have developed. It just the connection just wasn't quite there.
Yeah, we're going to line up for a field goal here.
4:05 left in the
Looks
quarter.
like the ball is going to be placed down about the 24-yard line, so this will be a 34-yard field goal. And again, it's just a matter of blocking, getting a good snap, getting a good hold, and we know Bryce has the leg.
And there it is.
There it is.
And that looks like it's good.
34-yard field goal.
All right.
4:30 in the second quarter. That'll make it
All right.
6-3 Prairie du Chien. Nice to come away with some points. Nice kick, Bryce.
Absolutely. All right. So again, second quarter brought to you by Wallace Cooper and Elliott and their partner West Bend. You love your business. You put everything into it. Nurtured it so it would grow into the pride and joy it's become. And it's only natural that you want to protect it with the right insurance. An insurance policy from West Bend is the best way to keep it happy, healthy, and profitable. We'll wrap it in the cozy warmth of the silver lining. To find out how West Bend can protect your business, contact Sheila
Brandon
Troxel
Adams is the son of Thomas
at Wallace
and
Cooper and
Kimberly
Elliott.
Adams.
Well, Mark, I tell you, I think we're seeing exactly what we thought we would see in terms of two very evenly matched teams, two teams that kind of mirror one another in a lot of ways. They like to run the ball. They like to establish that run, throw a lot of passes in the flats. But I think the big thing, too, is just we said it was going to be a war, and it will be. And these are two clubs that have that animosity, and it's going to be fun right down to the end, I think.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say that this is a last, the team with the final possession gets the win, but it's kind of shaping up to be that way. And yeah, we did kind of lead out with that a little bit in the open tonight, Jerry, about Richland Center going down to Prairie last year and losing that game. And there's been a constant reminder this week from these kids, with these kids and from Coach about, beating Prairie. They were singularly minded tonight. So here's a kickoff. Clarson's in on him, and he's going to get him.
You're not running away from him.
No,
Sorry.
you are absolutely not.
Not in this lifetime.
No, that was Wagner with the carry. And
once I saw Bryson come off that block, good
I was
luck.
thinking exactly the same thing. He's got phenomenal closing speed, does Clarson.
Yeah, there's a reason we've got him on the kickoff team. You just saw it.
Yeah, he's something else.
All right.
He did a nice job of
So
closing
here's
in on that.
here's that classic.
I formation.
formation.
Going to Saint. And we got him in the backfield again. We got to wrap him
There
up,
we
and
go.
they did. He just about got out of that tackle, and then we swarmed in on him again. I think that was Jack Teska, maybe Nate Fogo.
We've had success when we get to them early.
Yep.
And then bring the kitchen sink. Get to them early, and then everybody get to the football.
Yeah.
And obviously that's cliche, but it really works in this situation where you can't let that kid get ahead of steam. He's too good for that, and he's got a really good, strong low base.
Yeah.
So he's got a very low center of gravity, and he's tough to bring down. So
Yeah, we've talked about that before. You can't shoulder tackle this kid. Watch for the rollout on the right. With
here it
this,
comes.
here comes Chechka. Here's that crossing pattern, and he missed him. And actually, that was Nicholson who he was aiming for, and Nicholson lost his footing, probably threw off the route just a little bit.
Yeah, you mentioned that little crossing action, kind of almost like a pick action,
Yeah.
if you will. It usually ensures that inside receiver is going to be the guy that's open most of the time, and he was.
Yep.
He just kind of overshot him a little bit.
Yeah, and Coach Troxel was talking about, if these guys are going to beat us, he said he wanted Chechka to beat us with his arm, and with him being a sophomore and a little bit less experienced, I should say, that's what he was hoping for. So this is going to be Saint, and no, he was supposed to.
Kind of a mix-up in the backfield there.
That's Aaron Davis and Bryson Clarson, and I think Aaron Davis was the first one to that tackle, and he just labeled Chechka. Holy smokes. That's a loss of about, what, 10? Oh, 7, all right.
Timeout, Richland Center.
2:53, it looks like, left on the clock. 6-3 is the score. Great penetration by Davis. He, again, just sneaking into that backfield, smelling out that QB, and just dropping him.
And there again, Coach Troxel using a timeout here. Knows that we're going to get the ball back in should get it back in really good field position with about a little over 2.5 minutes to go. Try to put something together here. Be nice to get some more points on the board prior to halftime.
Yeah, we'll see if this, kick with that Zaya, if he gets his ball up in the air and it's returnable, we should have some really nice field position to start this last drive. So we'll see what happens here on the punt, and who we have. If it's going to be Fogo in the backfield or Darling, whoever's going to be on the receiving end. It looks like Fogo's going to be back there. So let's hope that we can get something positive out of this kick.
Yeah, this kid had a nice kick last time, and again, Nate let it hit the ground, and it took a Prairie du Chien roll.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if we get another high-hanging kick like that, he can get under it and fair catch it, and not let that happen again.
Yep. So here comes the kick, and there it is. Now, nice little kick again, and Fogo's going to take it. He's got one man to miss. There he goes. Here he goes. Nicely done. And there's a flag.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
there's
we
like
go.
4 flags coming in.
Yep, that time they caught it.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Great return by Nate Fogle.
Yeah, and I think that block was set up by Easton Darling. I think he just took that kid out, and then Nate, that was the one kid who needed to get by, and then Nate took off up the sideline.
We do have a flag across the field. This will be interesting to see how this
Yeah, I saw that one come in, and then 3 on this side.
shakes out over there.
So far,
we
face
might have
mask,
something
unless we got
offsetting
something
here.
else. Yeah, let's find out about that. So one call we know we got is face mask, and you never know, these might just end up being offsetting. I'm not sure yet. We don't know what the other call is, so let's find out here. And we got 2:43 left on the clock. If the Hornets keep it here, they got great field position at about the 27-yard line. Let's see what the head ump has to say here. He's certainly taking his time about it. Anytime today would be great.
Well, we're looking at a personal foul face mask.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
we know that's 15.
So I'm not sure what happened across the way.
Yeah.
It may not.
Side judge is talking to Troxel right now. And personal foul face mask on Prairie. So illegal block in the back on Hornets. Face mask penalty on Prairie. But I'm not. Is that a spot foul? So that, wow. I'm not. Yeah, the coaches are talking to the. No, he didn't. No. Hang on here. There's no way that Coach Troxel would have declined a face mask penalty, a 15-yard penalty. Let's see what's going on here. Hold on just a second, folks. Whoa. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. That boggles my mind.
I think we got the raw end of that.
Yeah,
deal.
a lot of raw end on that one. I'm not sure, folks. I can't tell you what happened there at home. I apologize, but that was definitely a face mask penalty, and then they waved it off, so I'm not sure what was happening here. So here goes Fogo. Made a couple guys miss. Hang on to that ball, Nate.
That a baby, Nate. Nice carry.
Yeah. So it looks by the down marker, we're still at 4th down here. I think that guy needs to flip the number. Yeah, it looks it should be 2nd down.
Should be 2nd down and about 5.
All right, so good run by Nate Fogo.
Still got plenty of time, 2:15. We're going to regroup here.
So we just got clarification on that penalty. We'll share that with you in just a second. Connor's going to roll out, and he's going to throw it. Oh, little high. Just a little high for Fogo to get to. So the 2 penalties were offsetting, but the block in the back, so they put it at the spot where the block in the back happened, from my understanding, Jerry.
Okay.
Which doesn't necessarily mean that they're offsetting, so I don't know how that works, but whatever. Whatever it was, we got the raw end of the deal on that one. I'm still scratching my head on it.
On that last little rollout by Connor, he had both receivers. Something to keep in mind that the deep receiver was there too.
Yeah.
So something to earmark that for later.
Here's a run by Hillers to the outside. He's going to get the 1st down. He certainly got it, and then out of bounds. That should stop the clock. Yeah,
yep.
Well, regardless, 1st down's going to stop the clock. We've got a $1:46 left. Jerry, it would be phenomenal if the Hornets could punch this puppy in before halftime and go ahead into halftime with the lead.
It really would. And again, we talked about the momentum swing.
Yeah.
When Prairie got their first score right after the bad snap on the field goal attempt. And we've kind of got that momentum back again a little bit here.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I mean, nothing better than if we could put up some points right before half.
Yep. So flank backs next to Ellenson, who's in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Looks like Banker to the left, and it's going to be a handoff to Hillers, and they sniffed that out. But Tyler Brown's pushing. Way to go, Brownie. That's Groot up in the front line. That kid is pushing hard. He's a big kid. Sophomore lineman. Coach I was talking with him a little bit, really likes his footwork. He said, you know, for a big kid, he's got great footwork.
By Chase Fisher and Lucas Kramer.
And that, you need that on the
Second
line.
down, 9 yards to go.
All right, so 2nd and 9, folks. We got Darling off to the left, Bosworth off to the right.
This might be a good time for that Bosworth guaranteed touchdown.
I was thinking exactly
here.
the same thing,
Go,
Jerry.
he's got single coverage out there.
Yep. So let's see if this, he's going to keep. Ellens is going to keep, and he's to the outside. He's got some yardage.
Nice run by Connor.
And that looks like Easton Darling on that pancake block to the outside. We were hoping we were going to be able to hand out some Bisquick, some fat stacks of pancakes and some Mrs. Butterworths tonight. So let's see some more of that.
3rd down, 4 yards to go.
All right, 3rd and 4. We got 42 seconds and counting on the clock. If they don't get this, look for the Hornets to take a timeout. They got one left. I-back formation, that's going to be Davis.
Davis straight ahead.
And that's definitely going to be a 1st down.
Yep, we got a timeout left.
Yep. So 1st down will stop the clock. But Hornets are taking the timeout. So 1st and 10 from the 15.
Aaron Davis, the ball carrier.
27 seconds left on the clock. And like we've been saying, Jerry, it'd be nothing better to see right before the halftime that these guys throw this thing into the end zone. Speaking of right before halftime, second quarter sponsor brought to you by Wallace, Cooper, and Elliott and their partner West Bend Insurance. Call Sheila Troxel at 647-6311 for a commercial policy.
And there you go. You see Coach Jones grabbing that kicking block.
Yep.
You have to be. We're out of timeouts, so we're going to have to, clock it. We're going to have to clock it to get ours, or it could be off an incomplete pass or something. Too,
yeah, something to stop that clock so we can set up for that.
We're
kick.
definitely in field goal range. The ball's at the 15-yard line.
We're definitely in scoring range too.
I was just going to say we don't want to short ourselves.
No.
We can definitely put this ball in the end zone yet with 27 seconds to go.
Right. Six would look really nice here.
Come on, Boz.
Yeah, we were counting on you here, buddy. So 2 receivers right, 1 left. That looks like Darling and Bosworth off to the right, and I think Banker off to the left. And it's going to be a rollout that way. And Connor's got to get some time, and it's picked off. God dang it. That was Christian Black on the pursuit on Ellenson. And Connor just never got a chance to set himself up and throw.
Right.
Geez, you hate to see that. Hate to see that.
Well, the whole turnover thing, we talked about that back in Lancaster.
Yep.
Just how big the turnovers can be in a ball game. And
yep.
That one you'd like to have back.
Absolutely.
21 seconds to go in the half. Don't get your heads down here.
Nope. And again, great drive. I mean, everything was working the way we needed it to go. All that stuff has been working for us. It's just those little things. And Prairie's going to just take a knee, and we're going to go in 6-3 at the half. Well, Jerry, one thing we can say about the first half is that, it hasn't been a high-scoring affair, with Prairie having that feature back in Saint. We know he can, get up and go. He's no slouch. So containing him, Coach had talked about that on the defensive side, about getting to him early, getting some penetration in the backfield, and really just slowing him down to start with, and then doing what we've been doing all season on the defensive side of the ball, Jerry, and that's gang tackling. We've been doing a great job.
Absolutely. Outside of that drive after the failed field goal attempt, that drive, you saw a little bit about what Braden Saint can do. But other than that, I think we've done a really good job on him, containing him, getting in deep on his feet, and then, like you said, gang tackling, making sure he gets to the ground. And he's their game plan. He's their MO. He's what they got going. So we've got to be able to take that away, and I think we can. And I'm not concerned about that. Our biggest concern is just being able to finish these drives. We've moved the ball up and down the field, and then
come away empty.
Yeah, kind of come away empty and stabbed ourselves in the foot on a couple of occasions, and we know we can move the ball. And again, it's just about putting it in the end zone. Yeah,
I would say that we've done a great job of proving that getting the ball up and down the field for us, that's not an issue. It's just the issue of once we get it to where we get into the ends or into the red zone, we just got to finish those drives off. If that first snap is a good snap, and it's set up, and Hillers kicks it in, we're looking at a tie ball game going into half. If it's, the last one here, Ellenson's completes that pass, maybe we do get it in for another 6, and then a point after attempt for 7. And it's just those little things that, we just got to clean up. And I'm sure, coaches are going to be talking to the kids about that, here in just a few minutes.
Sure. I got to believe that we're probably winning the time of possession. I got to believe our offense has probably got considerably more yardage than Prairie du Chine's offense. But ultimately what matters is the score. And so we've got to be able to sustain those drives and get the ball in the end zone and put these guys away.
Yeah, just finish. That's going to be kind of our I think that's maybe just going to be kind of our tale of the first half is just finish. And again, I keep going back to this, and I don't know, Jerry, it might just be because, I get to see these kids throughout the week and kind of chit-chat with them a little bit about, what the next game is going to be and how you feeling about it. And, what are you thinking about this and approach and all that stuff. And, I remember at the end of the Viroqua game last week, it was at the end of the game. They're down in the end zone having their little chat at the end of the game. And right at the end, all of that entire team, you can hear him say Barry Prairie. I mean, that was the the chant. Coach took off his jacket and he had a sweatshirt on that said Barry Prairie. I mean, it's just, and that's been this build up this entire week. And so when you get all of that kind of rolled in together, you still got a little bit of that nervousness going on, and you want to do everything that you can, get it, lay it all out on the field. And sometimes that just kind of leads to a little bit of that nervousness, a little bit of that jitterness, the butterflies in the stomach kind of thing.
Sure. Well, one thing that I will say is, basically Prairie got all the breaks that half. Obviously you make your own breaks too, but they got all the breaks. The turnovers went their way. Obviously that started the game with the onside kick that we didn't cover. I mean, with all that bad stuff that happened, we're still 6-3. So,
right.
This is our half. This is the half that matters, and this is the one we're going to come out and make some things happen. And I have a good feeling. It's time for us to make the breaks for ourselves.
Yeah, and remember that start of the second half that Prairie is going to be receiving the kickoff, and with that kickoff, we do have our kicker back in Hillers. And we just saw, that he was able to, after that field goal, he's able to pin him deep. And then we saw that closeout speed again with Clarkson grabbing that receiver and bringing him down. I think it was on the 24-yard line or something like that. But he had nowhere to go. And so, things like that, again, we're kind of, encouraged to see that kind of stuff. And it's, again, we're just going to kind of go back to this idea of just closing these things out. When we get those opportunities, we get down in the red zone, we're moving, we're driving, all the momentum's going our way. And then something, whether it's a turnover or a bad snap or whatever, kind of kills that momentum a little bit. And so those boys just got to kind of keep their heads up. You were saying that actually right when they were coming off the field that last time, and just saying, hey, keep your head up. It's no need to get down. Yeah, you didn't walk away with points on that one, but still, you got something to be proud about there. So just keep your head on your shoulders.
Well, and I think what it comes down to too is that they want this so bad. And you mentioned the animosity between the two clubs, and they want it bad. And so I could see that, and unfortunately, we took care of it in between the 20s. It's inside the red zone. We kind of had some difficulty. So
yeah,
I think it's just a matter of executing inside the red zone, and it'll take care of itself because everything else seems to be there.
Yeah, I don't know that we've had. I mean, there hasn't been a ton of penalties on us. I'm still scratching my head on that last penalty. The illegal block in the back, and then also the face mask penalty, and we ended up losing 15 yards in that. I'm just not sure how that ended up panning out. So
we came out of the short end of that stick. I can tell you that much right now. I'm just not sure how that worked.
Yeah.
How a block in the back and a personal foul face mask
turns into a 15-yard loss for us.
Ended up being a huge loss. I mean, even if they offset, we were going to be in better field position.
Yeah, we were going to be down at the 24 or something like that, and then it ended up we were starting from the 40. It was, I don't know, I was confused. Just a quick plug also to the Booster Club for the parking lot raffle or the parking lot auction. Some folks over there across the field from us setting up in those spots that the Booster Club was auctioning off. Awesome program for them. I just got from a rules analyst. He gave me a shout out. Sharon Pansky got one of those spots, I think, donated to her tonight. So she's here watching the game. Sharon, glad to have you with us again. Really cool stuff for that to happen. Also, RCHS Pep Band playing halftime for us. You guys have been seeing some shots of them.
Yeah, what a beautiful night. I mean,
Oh, Jerry.
what a beautiful night here in August. Oh, I guess it isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, this is phenomenal. I mean, I remember when we were coming up here to set up for the night of the scrimmage, and we were
Oh, yeah.
just checking to make sure that everything was going to work, and we were actually right in this very spot, and it was
Friesen
cold.
took us off.
It was cold. I mean, and we thought, what's this going to be like, come November? Well, I guess we're pleasantly surprised. This has been phenomenal.
Yeah, this is August weather, Jerry. And we're enjoying it. I told my wife before I left tonight, I'm like, I'm wondering about, just keeping the shorts on tonight. Maybe and then I thought, it might dip down to 56. So, but even 56, I mean, for crying out loud. So yeah, you're seeing like light jackets, no big coats or nothing like that. I'm seeing only a couple of stocking caps. So great weather tonight for a football game.
Absolutely. And like I said, the fifth game of the year, who would have ever guessed it would be the nicest of the five? So,
And I think I wore the same thing actually when we were at Lancaster, just this little light jacket, and that was it. So,
sure.
I mean, this is great stuff. Folks, if you weren't able to make it out tonight, again, we're kind of just enjoying this nice piece of weather that we got, but we are certainly glad that you folks were able to join us with this live stream this evening. And as far as I know, Jerry, we're without a hitch tonight. Everything's going well.
That's my understanding, and it's great that we've had a few glitches along the way, internet situations, and tonight it's been smooth, I think. So knock on wood, but I hope we can go all the way through and unscathed. That'd be great.
So again, Richland Center Pep Band playing some halftime music for you, and we're gonna let you guys enjoy them for just a few minutes. They called it a personal penalty, or personal foul face mask, and then they waved it off. And then they picked up and they used the spot call on the illegal block. I didn't get it. I just know if you guys got anything or not. Okay. All right, folks, we're going to welcome you back here to Vita Strip Field. Again, we want to remind you the score is 6-3 Prairie right now. We got about just about a minute left to the halftime. I want to send a big shout out to Jeff Behrens and the Richland Center Pep Band for their time this evening. And Jerry's second half, you know, we're going to be looking for the same as what we've been doing with those, you know, a lot of running, a lot of pound the rock stuff. But it's just the finishing part at the end, I think.
Yep, exactly. And again, I think without having statistics in front of me, I like a lot of our statistics have got to be really good. Take away the turnover and the like I said, the botched snap on the field goal attempt, and you're looking at a pretty good half of football. I mean, we did a lot of good things defensively. We looked tough again, like usual. Little breakdown there in that second Prairie du Chien drive, but other than that, it's been solid. They put our offense in some good field position situations, and the offense has done a nice job of moving the ball down the field.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, we're pretty Loctite on defense. You know, like you said, other than that one big gallop by Saint, and again, he's one of those kids. We've been saying this the whole game. He's a patient runner. He's not going to just, you know, lower his head and go with the first gap he sees. He knows his reads, and he'll wait for that play to develop a little bit. And then once he gets into that second level, that's where he's just really difficult to contain.
Absolutely, and that's something we cannot allow to happen. We need that 6 to stay right where it is on the scoreboard.
I would agree with that.
And again, I think the key is getting to him early and getting people to the football, because when we've done that, we've shut him down.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't wowed us yet tonight necessarily, other than maybe save that one play. But, you know, there hasn't been times where I'm just like, oh, there he goes again, or oh, there he goes again. I mean, we haven't been doing that. And so, you know, again, a testament to our defense about what they've been coached this week. And we've discussed this, where it's just, hey, get to him early, get low on him, get his legs. Because once you wrap that up, and then get some other guys are going to swarm to that ball. We know that. We've been doing that all season long. And again, Coach Darling, hats off to him. the way he's been coaching this defense and really kind of playing up those things and saying, hey, this is the kid we got to key on. And we'll go back again to what Coach Troxel said. We're going to find 15 first and then find the ball, because that Edmondson, he's going to be the lead blocker for St.
Yep. And then I think the other thing, and you've caught on real quick too by noticing when they're going to do that little rollout passing action. I could see, our secondary is pretty solid. And I could see one of those guys jumping that pass, that little crossing route that they're running.
Right.
I could see one of those guys jumping that route, and if that happens, you could be seeing a pick six here pretty quick.
Yeah, they run that same route pretty much every time when they run those two receivers out there. So one's going to take a 6-yard flat, the other guy's going to take about a 10-yard flat. But it's when they make that that change, and it almost sets up that natural pick, like you were talking about before, Jerry.
Yep.
And so, that's the part that's a little bit hard to defend, because who's going to take who. But I would agree with you, Jerry, that if they keep running that, and we've been seeing it basically every time when they run those flank backs on either side of Chechka, he usually rolls out and usually to the right, and then is kind of has his pick of which of those two receivers he's going to go after.
And I think the other thing too is that they must be doing a good job of getting Bryson blocked, because in that situation, Bryson can be a real pain.
Yeah.
If you're coming around that end like that, rolling out, that's what we've seen week in, week out, the way he closes that gap.
Yeah, and if we can get him off that backside, following, if he's off the left and kind of just coming around to that backside in a backside pursuit, then that's going to be good for us, because we have been talking about his closing speed and how he's able to really, close the distance between him and whoever that offensive player is, and he does it in a pretty good hurry.
He really does, and he's big and long, and
yeah.
And again, so I think that's why they're rolling that kid out. They're trying to get outside him,
yeah,
and giving him some vision. He's not very tall. He's pretty quick, but he's not very tall. And if we can get in his face and really create some vision issues for him, I see some good things happen in the second half.
And we did see that a couple times. I remember one time in particular when Alex Hardy got home on him, and as soon as he did it really disrupted the pass. And I think that was the one where Darling went from a defender to almost a receiver, and it flipped the script on Prairie. They needed to get somebody to knock that ball down. Otherwise, Easton gets a pick on that one. So look for that a little bit more. Getting pressure on that quarterback, and again, if it's on the backside when he's rolling out, or just getting somebody to slice into that interior on a blitz or off an end blitz or whatever, to get into that QB and get in his face right away.
So here we've got Bryce Hillers ready to kick off, ready to start the second half. Prairie du Chien has 3 guys deep, and I mean real deep. They obviously have scouted this kid, and they know how he can kick.
Yeah, he's got a boot on him, folks. So here comes the approach. And there's the kick, and yeah, that's probably the reason why they did that. He receives this on the 3. So here comes the Hornet. And that's Bryson Clarkson once again, folks. We keep talking about him and his closing speed. And so they're going to put him on actually kind of a nice spot that the ref gave him on the 24. Looked like Clarkson got him down at about the 21 or 22, but again, I'm a few yards away from that play, Jerry. I'm not as close as that guy in the stripes.
1st and 10, Prairie du Chien.
Yeah, but I agree. That was a very favorable mark. So we got 1st and 10 at the 24.
So 2 receivers, 1 right, 1 left. You got Amundsen in that kind of tight end position, and guess what? There it is.
Brad Walsh.
Brad Walsh, the pistol shrimp. That's Brad Walsh, and
I think he actually tackled the ball carrier and the blocker.
I think he did, and I think that was Nate Fogo there in with him too.
Let's take the blocker and the ball carrier all in one swap.
I got to tell you, Jerry, honestly, that back ump could have thrown a flag on their offensive player for holding, because Brad just went right through him, and he was hanging on for dear life.
Pistol shrimp, huh?
That's yeah, old pistol shrimp. That goofball kid.
So
a lot of fun.
Prairie's got real tight splits here, I formation.
And it's going to be a pass out to the right, and in on that is, who was the first one out there? I think that might have been Bosworth, and then Darling, I think, cleaned up the mess on that. But that was a quick pass.
Yeah, the receiver, I believe it was Russell, turned and the ball was already there.
Yeah.
So, kind of a timing pattern, a one-step drop and let her go.
Yep. So 3rd and about 5 here. So let's see what
This is a
happens.
big down. This is a
Yeah.
big down for Hornets. Come on, let's make a stop here.
Yeah, if they can get the stop here, this is going to be huge. So Prairie's got 2 wide right, 1 to the left, and it's going to roll out to the right side here. And here comes that backside, and they did it again. They just ran that low. And there, guess who got the tackle? Bryson Clarkson.
Easy.
Prairie folks were not happy about that, and I think it might have been all of them except for one person that was upset about that.
Pass is complete to number 14, John Nicholson.
Easton did get on him a little late on the out of bounds. It kind of looked like that no call that we had at Viroqua last week, where Fogle got nailed out of bounds too.
Yep.
But a good pass. That's what they were looking for. Trips left, one right.
Trips tight.
Yep, and here comes a pitch to the outside, and that's the Saint again, and he's going to get a few. Looks like Tyler Brown, Bryson Clarkson, and Brock Lewis in on that tackle. And again, folks, as we've been talking about with Saint, you can't. It's not going to be one guy tackling him necessarily. It's usually going to be about 2 or 3 guys to get in on him.
No, in Prairie du Chine's offense, they're showing a lot of different formations. Ultimately they're getting the ball to 31, but they're doing it out of a lot of different looks.
Yep. And then again, that whenever they run those 2 receivers right, you can just about guarantee that they're going to throw that pass. And here comes another one again. Here comes a flag though, and he overshot his receiver.
Overshot. Russell, I believe, was the intended receiver.
And there's some laundry on the other side of the field. And let's see what that flag is going to be. And it looks like it's on Prairie.
For number 13, Brady Russell.
I want to say it's an illegal procedure, but I didn't quite see the.
Well, that flag came out right away, so it very well could be.
So Hornets are going to decline the penalty, and it should be 3rd down right now. Line judge is still talking. And no, they're going to take the penalty. They're going to back him up.
Procedure, it'll be 2nd on
12,
13, yep.
5-yard penalty. 2nd down, 12.
So Banker's coming in. Davis is coming off on the defensive side of things. Cheska brings the play in on the Prairie side. So let's see what happens here. So we've, Jerry, we've been talking about him rolling out again. So now look, we got these 2 receivers off to the right.
Look at their wing. Look at their fullback. Look at his wing. He's in that wing position.
Yes,
and that's when they've been throwing
high
the ball.
Snap, and there it comes. Here he goes. There goes Saint. And Darling is going to try and get him. And, so we can't. Yeah. So that might have been a makeup call because there's a little extracurriculars about 7 yards off the field with Darling and Saint. And Darling's got a little something to say about that. Let's hope he doesn't say that to the ref. All right, so that brings up 3rd and about 3.5.
It's a gain of 9.
And again, he's a big kid, and so you can see this momentum again. And this, honestly, Jerry, this game has been a game of momentum, and it's been swinging back and forth. So let's see what the Hornets can do here on defense. 1 right, 1 left, wide out, and they're going to put, I'm guessing it's going to go to Saint. Shocker. And we're going to stop him. That's a great play in the backfield. That's Brock Lewis and Nate Fogle together on that tackle.
Loss of 2 yards.
Man, that was nice. You got to think they're going to be going for this one.
Yeah, they're definitely in 4-down territory here.
So it's 4th and about 6.
4th down, 6 yards to go.
Watch that little pass play out in the flats again.
And it's on the short side of the field.
That does help. That does help.
Yeah, he likes to roll out right, does Chetska. So if they're going to do that little flat pass, it's going to have to be something probably pretty quick. Not a whole lot of room to work on that side. Or, Jerry, the other thing, maybe just kind of a pitch out to the left side. Watch that, too. So Edmondson, again, into the fullback position. So watch him where he goes. Most likely that's where Saint's going to go.
Oh, got us to jump.
Yep, got it.
Little Aaron Rodgers action.
Yep.
That'll probably get him pretty close to the 1st down.
It should be short. Yeah, they're about a yard short. Not quite a yard short.
5-yard penalty.
Jerry, if I'm Prairie, I run that play, same thing again, that hard count. That'll get him the 1st, but we'll see what they do here. Otherwise, it's just going to most likely a handoff to Saint.
Yeah, if you can recall, in the first half, they had this similar situation. They just gave it to the fullback straight ahead.
Yeah, and we thought he didn't get it,
and he almost didn't get it.
Yeah,
so, but that was a quick hitter to number 15.
Yep, and here it goes to Saint, and there we are in the backfield. And I think I think we stopped him.
This will all come down to the spot.
Coach Darling does not think that they got that 1st down, and Jerry, I don't think they did either. Hornets are going to hold on defense. Hornet fans are loving this.
That's huge.
That is a huge stop. That's what we're talking about, folks at home. I know you can hear my excitement in my voice, but dang it, that's what we needed, folks. We needed that stop right there, and the Hornet defense comes up strong. Stops him in the backfield.
Big play. Now we just got to turn that over into offensive momentum.
Let's see what happens here in this first play. Watch a give Hillers, or watch out for Ellenson rolling off to the right. We got Fogo in that utility spot, kind of tight end utility spot again.
I formation.
And it's going to be to Davis.
Davis
and
straight
he's going to
ahead.
get a yard. Going to get a yard. I'll tell you what was encouraging, Jerry, on that last play. Tyler Brown was about 8 yards downfield with a guy underneath of him. Man, I love that kid. 8:36 left. Third quarter, I forgot to tell you guys, third quarter brought to you by Schreiber Foods. We'll get back to them in a second. So 2nd and 9, Jerry. Flank backs. Watch out for this rollout to the right again. And oh, it's going to go to Easton Darling. Round to the outside. He's being elusive again, but he got caught up. Maybe a yard, maybe. They're giving him about a yard on that carry. So that brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, Prairie du Chine's kind of changing up their fronts a little bit. They've kind of gone away from the big horse in the middle, that guy they had over the A gap, and they've gone with some smaller, quicker people, and it's actually created some problems for us interior-wise. That little 65, he's made a few plays. He's not a very big dude.
No.
But you know, scrappy in there. They're smaller and scrappy than what they were maybe in that first half.
Yep. And now you got number 50 plugging that A gap. You got number 70 off the end. And this is going to be a key. Ellenson's going to roll it out to Fogo. And he's got the first down, folks. He's got the first down. That's that connection we've been talking about, Jerry.
Nice pass, nice pitch and catch. And then the big thing there is that Fogo turned it upfield and ran over the guy.
Yes, and that's, we've been talking about being able to use that Y back, or that utility back in Fogo on those little flat passes. Lancaster has some success with that against Prairie, and you know, if that's the first connection we've had, but tell you, well, second connection we had, we opened our series at the beginning of the game with that. But if we can keep that going, that's going to be successful for us. Prairie loading the box again, and this is going to go to Hillers, and he's going to get stopped in the back. Oh no, he got out of it. He just can't get past. There's too many guys coming into the backfield. They got about 6 white jerseys back there.
Again, there's that same kid at number 65, making that play. Like I said, he's small, he's athletic, and he's beating the guy across from him, and he's getting a lot of penetration early.
They got him listed at 5'8", 160.
Yeah, he's not big at all.
No.
From the 40-yard line.
And this brings up 2nd and 15. Or is this third down? No, this is 2nd down. Sorry, 2nd and 15, folks. All right, we're at the 40-yard line. Hornets looking to get something going here on offense. One back to the left of Ellenson in the shotgun. Hillers is behind him. And he's going to keep and come up the middle, and there he goes. There goes Ellenson. Here he comes, folks. Go, buddy, go, buddy, go, buddy, go. Nice job.
Run, Connor Ellenson.
Holy smokes, folks. That's what we're talking about, people. We talked about this threat that Ellenson has with his legs, and boy, did he put it on display there. Jerry, that's about a 30-yard gallop.
That was a huge play.
Big time.
Yeah, big time play. Connor Ellenson on the keeper.
Connor Ellenson
Down deep into Blackhawk territory.
Looking at
1st and 10, Hornets.
Looking at about the 28-yard line right now. All right, so we got those split backs on the either side of Ellenson. Last time it was kind of a step back, and he gave it off to Darling. Let's see if he does that again or rolls off to his right. Here comes the snap, and he's going to keep it, and out he goes again. Here he goes. Got some more yardage.
Yes, he did. Made the first guy miss.
Yep.
Pick up about maybe 3.
Yep.
Gain of 2.
They're going to call it 2.
Called by Braden Saint.
So Saint on the defensive side, picking up that tackle. Again, we got a nice drive going here, Jerry. 5:27 left in the quarter. Again, this quarter brought to you by Schreiber Foods. Hornets come back up to the line here on offense. 2 receivers left, 1 right. It looks like Darling and Fogo to the left and Bosworth to the right. You got Davis on the right side of Ellenson in the shotgun, and Hillers behind him. Fogo in motion. Here comes the. Oh no, we got a flag, and I don't know if that was
motion. Illegal shift or something. I'm not sure what he. It'll be interesting to see what it's
Yeah, I want to see where this call is because I didn't see anybody jump. I didn't see anybody move, and it was just Fogo in motion.
Jaden Johnson. There's a flag on the play.
And let's see what we got here.
Yeah,
talking illegal shift.
That is the call.
Our rules analyst was telling us that we got 2 men in motion here. I'm not sure who the other guy was in motion, but we'll ask here in just a second. So it looked like Fogo coming across the backfield. And we had a receiver, Bosworth, that had some movement. So 2 guys in motion. That's going to back him up 5. Not what we needed. 2nd and 12, it looks like. Maybe a long 12, almost 13.
The ball at the 30-yard line. 2nd down, 12.
Again, Jerry, honestly, for us, it's not been a bunch of penalties. It's just been kind of some mental mistakes that are sometimes leading to penalties. 2 guys in motion, obviously, that's going to get the flag. But, we haven't had a whole lot of penalties on our side of things.
No, and a few big plays have negated some of the things we've done. That big run by Connor Allenson. So let's have another one right here. Another big play.
Come back to pass, and there's the pass, and it's out there! Oh, my goodness. Oh, folks, I got to tell you, Brock Banker had absolutely no one around him. Not a single soul, and Allenson just kind of went wide to him. Oh, my goodness. All right, so let's pick it back up here.
There's a situation, you get the guy behind the defense like that, and he was well behind the defense. You can just hang that baby out to dry. And Connor, it was close, he just overshot him a little bit.
Yep.
So we got I formation.
We got to pick up 12 yards here.
Shotgun.
1 right, 1 left. Looks like Bosworth right and Darling left.
Yeah.
Here comes the handoff to Hillers. He's getting around the outside, and he's going to follow his blockers, and he's going to get some of that yardage back, folks.
Yep, this 4-down territory for sure. So
let's see if we and I don't see a kick and block at all right now.
On the carry. Tackled by McCluskey.
But yeah, it looks like they are going to try the kick.
It's a gain of 7.
All right, so here it comes. So this could tie up the score, folks.
We'll be putting it down at the 30-yard line. This will be a 40-yard field goal. Bryce was already successful from 34 tonight.
Yep, just shy of 40 here.
40-yard field goal.
All right, so folks, get to the edge of your seat on this one. We need this. And there's the kick, and it's up, and it's.
Looks like it might be.
I think it's. No, it's good.
Good. And that was probably good from 50.
Yeah, or 55.
There was no question whether it was long enough. I was hoping it wasn't hooking too much to the left.
Yeah, I would agree.
He drilled that sucker.
So Hiller's doing some work on the with his feet on the ground for running, and also booting that one through. So that's going to tie us up at 6-6. 4:26 left on the clock on this third quarter. And just a reminder, this third quarter brought to you by Schreiber Foods, a company whose vision is to be the best customer brand food company in the world. By creating sustainable value for their customers as a modern global partner, they deliver exceptional quality, service, innovation, and insight, all while enriching lives around the globe. Schreiber Foods in the heart of Richland Center is an employee-owned company with a long history making delicious yogurt products, celebrating 75 years of caring. Schreiber Foods, Richland Center.
And like I said, wow. What a weapon to have. You're talking a 40-yard field goal that was good easily from 50 or longer. Again, from our angle, it was really hard to see whether it was good. It looked like it might have a chance of being wide left, and boy, it was nice to see those hands go up.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Jerry, as he booted that thing, and I was like, oh, is it left? I was hoping it was going to stay in. And like you said, I'm glad those zebras threw the arms up.
He got all that kick.
Oh, goodness, yes.
He got it all.
Yeah. And I think you're right, Jerry. With the depth on that thing, you're looking at a 50-50 5-yarder, honestly. He had plenty of boot.
Well, we might need that later to win this sucker.
We've been talking about this kind of coming down to the last play, folks. So, the other thing that we've been talking about, they cashed in with 3 points on the red zone there, being outside the red zone, I guess I should say, but still getting the points on the board. But, boy, it'd be nice just to finish off one of these drives and punch the sucker into the end zone.
It sure would.
So Hiller's on the kick. He's going to put this sucker deep, I'm sure, again. Oh, no, it's a squib kick. It's a live ball. It's a live ball. Oh, man. We were close. Actually, Hillers was, I think, the first one. Him and Clarkson were the first ones there to the ball.
Yep,
Prairie's going to take over in the 35.
Yep, Saint covered it at the 35-yard line.
He did a nice
Boy,
job to
I'll tell you
slide
what,
into that and go down.
He did, because I'll tell you what, if that ball gets beyond him,
That's a Hornet ball.
there was nothing but orange and black
Yeah.
running that thing down. So 1st and 10 at the Prairie du Chien 35-yard line for the Blackhawks. Single back, shotgun formation,
So let's see what the defense
4
does
wide,
here.
2 on each side. Looks like he's got. Oh, they're going to bring the fullback in motion.
Oh, this is oh yeah, he's going to come out to the outside, and Darling is going to get him.
Nice tackle, nice open field tackle. Pick up about 3.
So we want to kind of give our backers a little shout out here. You guys can see those folks on your screen. We got Bosworth and Banker, Darling, Fogo, and Donovan on that.
Easton Darling.
So Darling on that
Second
tackle.
down, 8 yards to go.
All right, so second and looks about 7. 2 receivers left. Edmondson again off on that left-hand side, and here comes Saint around that same side. And again, he's not going to go down, folks. That was Teskin on the tackle, and he's going to be pretty darn close to that first down yardage.
He's right at the marker. I think they're going to give it to him.
I think he's going to be short. They're pulling up 3rd. Yep, just a little bit short. All right, so let's see what Hornets draw up on this one. Again, folks, we've been telling you about, you know, if we can get into that backfield and slow him down, you know, if we can get somebody slicing in there right away and slow him down, we got a great chance at stopping him here. And, you know, as being on the 45-yard line, not sure that would be 4-down territory for him or not, but we'll find out what happens on this play. And it's a give to Saint. And
yeah, forward progress. Oh, we'll see.
Boy,
the spot
this
here.
is tight. This is tight again.
You look at the guy across the way. I think that's the guy that spotted where that ball was, and that's going to give him the first down.
Let's see what they do.
Yeah.
And yep, they're going to give it to him. And he folks really barely just got it, maybe by an inch or 2.
That was close.
I don't know if you guys could hear us, but yeah, we were all saying that was close. Well, that one was definitely, you know, if you're spotting it there, we're talking a first down. That other one that they got the first on the 4th down run, yeah, I can't agree with that one, but here we are. So 2 receivers left, 1 right. Amundsen again in that tailback position, and it's going to be a, yep.
Oh, counter
reverse.
crisscross.
Yep.
Yep, little counter crisscross action.
And he's going to get a few yards out of it. We had it stopped in the backfield. We just couldn't take him down.
Little double handoff.
And Edmondson's not a small kid either. He's 6 foot 180. He's a pretty good sized kid.
Yep. Yeah, they initially gave the ball to Saint, who didn't,
On the carry.
and turned it and handed it off to Amundsen going the other direction.
Yeah, just kind of a misdirection on the play there.
Kind of a wing T type play.
Yep.
Second down.
So now Edmondson's lining up on that other side. Same formation, but they just flipped the side of the field. Look for this pass going out to the left side, and here he goes. And there it is. Oh!
There was Bosworth.
That was Bosworth's pick right there.
Yep. There he was. He was in position. A little overthrown.
He was looking to close in on that receiver and just didn't see the ball come.
Intended for John Nicholson. Ball is incomplete. Loss of down. 3rd and 6.
All right, 3rd and 6, folks. Hornet defense looking for another stop here. So Prairie just short of the 50. They're on their own 49-yard line. 1 receiver right, 1 receiver. No, they got 2 receivers right, 1 left. Amundsen again in that T position, and it's going to roll out to this right side.
The ball got tipped.
Yep.
That ball got tipped.
I didn't see who got their hand on it.
I'm not sure if it was Clarkson or who it was, but that ball somebody got a hand on it.
Yeah, and they're going to bring in the punt unit. And Chetchka was being rushed, and I think that was Clarkson on him.
Pretty good coverage, too. I mean, all 3 potential receivers in that formation had guys blanketing them. So
Yeah.
really good coverage.
So Hornets hold here. And we've got, looks like Nicholson here on this punt. Nate Fogo lining up at about the 35 to receive this. And here comes the punt. And it's, and he's going to fair catch it. Oh, man.
Yeah,
Whew. Nate, you're giving me heart palpitations. Called for the fair catch,
Right at the
grabbed it, and it just kind of slipped through his hand. And so here we are at the 16-yard line taking over on offense.
1st and 10.
Jerry, I'm not that old, but that just added, I think, 6 years to my life.
Fair catch made by Nate Fogo.
too close of a game to have any of those kinds of things happen.
It really
to us.
is. And
Yikes.
and again, Prairie had the breaks the first half. We need the breaks this half. So, and again, we're going to make our own. We've had a good half so far.
So 2:07 on the clock. Hornets are on offense. And again, Jerry, we keep talking about this. Our offensive drives have been steady. We've had some good offensive output. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Looks like Hiller's in the backfield. They're going to give it to Davis. And he's going to gain a few yards.
Yep, straight ahead, north-south.
Looks like he gets him about 4, maybe 5.
Behind Tyler Brown.
Yep.
And Trent forehand, straight ahead, just pounding at these guys.
What do we say? Pound the rock.
Well, especially since they've gone to that smaller, more athletic defensive front. They took that big kid out of there that you talked about earlier, and they've gone to these quicker, more athletic defensive linemen.
And they're stacking the box again.
And just run straight at them.
Yep. So full go off in that utility spot again, kind of that wing back. And it's going to be a handoff to Hillers. And he's going to slip 1 tackle and another. He just couldn't get around that outside. Because once he got around the outside, he was going to have a little bit of room to run. So no gain on the play. All right, so 3rd and 5, folks. We're sitting on our own, looks like about 21. On our own 21-yard line.
3rd down, 5 yards to go.
Hornets need to pick up 5 here to get the first down. Yeah, they still got that smaller lineup in there, Jerry, you can see, and bringing their linebackers up. But again, a lot of speed there with those kids. So let's see what happens here on this play. So he's got backs flanked on either side. And this is going to be a run to Easton Darling. Here he goes. And boy, I don't think he's going to get it. But he's going to be close.
He got tripped up kind of short.
Yep, and it's a yard. Not even a yard to go.
Gain of about 4.
Yeah, he's right. We got it. Now they're backing it up. Yeah, about a yard to go here.
With the tackle. 4th down, 1 yard to
23 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
And yeah, I think they're going to let that clock run down. All right, so 3rd quarter brought to you by Schreiber Foods. We want to thank them for their support for this 3rd quarter. And folks, this brings us to quarter number 4. Again, scoreboard showing 6-6. Hornets are on the drive here. They need a yard to gain the first down.
I think Coach Troxel, good move there, letting that clock run out and gives him some time to think about what we want to do here. Try to get organized. We are deep in our own territory. Do you punt it away? It's 4th and short. It's a tough call, but it is early, and it's early in the contest. We're tied up, so the way our defense is played, I don't know. Maybe you kick it away and play some more good defense. We'll see. That's why he's in the position he's in.
Yeah, I'm not making those decisions. That's above my pay grade.
It's easy for us to make up here.
Ain't it the truth? But the encouraging thing, with this drive, Jerry, possibly if they do end up going for it, is that again, we've had some success on our runs. I mean, it's a couple of times. It's been a couple of times, that they've gotten us in the backfield, but not a whole bunch of times. And as long as we, get our blocking schemes down, I think on that offensive line, then I think we're going to be doing really good.
Sure. Well, it looks like we're in punt formation. So, obviously Prairie's sniffing out a fake here, but
yeah,
there's nobody back deep either.
That looks like it could. Oh man, broken play, but
it was a fake.
It was a fake, but it looked like Prairie jumped off, but maybe I missed that. Boy, Prairie's going to take over with great field position.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that again because I thought I saw that Prairie on the left side, they jumped a little soon to get across, but again, I'm up here, not down there.
The loss of downs.
So Prairie takes over deep within Hornet territory on about the 24-yard line.
From the Hornet 24-yard line.
All right, got a whistle coming in. It was just on the chain gang over there. They wanted to line that up right. All right, so first down on the 24 for Prairie. Center's got to come up with a big stop here.
Oh, there's the ball. Ball's on
Get
the
on the ball.
field.
Get on the ball. Woo! Again,
There was a fumble
guys,
on the play,
I got to tell you, I
picked up by
feel
Saint.
like I've gained about 10 years tonight, Jerry. Oh,
Yeah, that ball seemed like it was on the ground for an eternity.
yeah. And Saint, you know, reached down, grabbed it. It didn't go anywhere. So second down and 10 here. But, I mean, if nothing else, it's a loss of down for Prairie.
Big time.
So now they've got 25 as the fullback, and that's Drinkwine. And it's going to go to, oh, man, who got in the
Come on,
backfield?
finish the play.
And there it is. I think that's old Pistol Shrimp again.
Yep, along with Aaron Davis.
Yep. That's old Pistol Shrimp Walsh.
Hey,
Braden Saint, the ball
boy,
carrier.
we are
We
so
needed
glad
that.
we are so glad to have you back.
Absolutely.
Number 56, Brad Walsh.
Brad Pistol Shrimp Walsh in on that tackle.
Third down, 12 yards to go.
Okay, we got a big play. Obviously, this is 4-down territory, but this is a big play right here.
Yeah, it is.
Keep the pressure on Prairie. Don't. Let's see what we got for formation.
So they're going.
Now watch that little. They're going to do that little roll out to that side.
Yeah, watch those under routes.
There
There
it
they
is.
are. There they are. And that was Brock Lewis. Turn. All right, incomplete pass. Woo!
Good coverage.
That was Easton Darling
Yep.
again.
Oh, little extracurricular over here on the sideline. Be careful.
Yeah.
Careful, Bryson. We don't need a flag here.
No, none of that.
Jenkins pass intended for number
He
20.
just got kind of tied up into their sideline. I'm not sure what happened over there, but
Yeah, no, we don't need any flags on something like that.
Ball falls incomplete.
All right, so fourth down.
Fourth.
all right, big play right here. Big
And
play.
McKitchern's bringing the play in. Nope. Chetchka coming in with it. He came in first, and then Chetchka behind him. All right, so let's see what they dial up here. We've got fourth and about 12. And Saint is going to be off to Chetchka's right. We got two receivers right, two receivers left. Here comes the pressure, and he's going to get rid of it. Turn around, Gus. All right.
That's big. That's big. Knock it down. We'll take over on downs. Big play, Gus Donovan.
Gus Donovan in on that stop. Nice job of him. He comes in, disrupts the pass, got his head turned around, and
Richland Center takes over on down.
broke up that pass. Man, we needed that. So timely stop for Richland Center there with Donovan on the coverage.
Yeah, well, it's
Big, real big. 10:26 left on the clock here. Fourth quarter brought to you by memory of Judy Davis. Thank you to the Davis family. Here comes that blitz. There goes Hillers. Go. I just barely got tripped up by Amundsen there.
Bryce Hillers, the ball carrier.
Got a couple.
Gain of 2 yards. Tackled by number 15, Max Amundsen.
Once again, I
Second
want to thank the
down
Judy
and
Davis
8.
family, memory Judy Davis. Thank you for your support here for this fourth quarter. Really appreciate that, folks. And we appreciate all of our sponsors this season. I think Coach Darling is getting a little fired up. He's got the jacket off. I think he's going down to his shirt sleeves, Coach. He's hot.
starting to heat up.
Yes, it is. And here comes the pitch out to Hillers, and he's going to throw. Oh, and it got batted down.
Probably a good thing because they had it. Prairie had it sniffed out, had it covered pretty well.
Yeah, they did.
I don't really see an open receiver there, so
They were going for Fogo, and then I think it was Banker that was deep.
great idea for a play. It just Prairie had it pretty well played. So what do we got? Third and about 7. Third and about 8.
Bosworth coming in with the play here. Two receivers right, one left. Ellenson in the shotgun. Blitz coming from Prairie. They're picking it up well. I don't know who he was going to.
No idea.
I'm not sure what happened there. Totally broken play on that. Nobody in the area where he.
Easton Darling falls incomplete.
Well, Carlson was saying that was intended for Easton Darling. I think Easton was about 18 yards away from that pass, but just did not pan out. I'm not sure what happened on that play. If it was just kind of a miscommunication between quarterback and receiver, or regardless, here we are in punt formation again. I don't think you're going to see a fake on this one, Jerry.
No, I don't think so either.
So Prairie's got a guy down here in the 35, and a nice end over end kick. They got two guys, and it's a fair catch.
At about the 34-yard line.
About the 34-yard line. Great punt by Bryce Hillers.
Yep.
So here we go again, Jerry, calling on the defense to really step up here and make this thing happen, get a turnover on downs or a pick or a fumble or something. We just got to get this ball back and punch it in the end zone. 9:32 left on the clock.
We do, and again, it can be a field position thing, and again, I didn't like where it was at in the 2 possessions previous. So that was a big time kick to get us out of that territory and pin Prairie down a little bit. So now we just got to have a stop here.
All right, so here we go, run to the outside. I think that's Saint again.
Yep, got to bring him down. We did.
Yep.
Not until he picked up about
Yeah, he had a nice gain
5
there.
at least.
Yeah, it looks like about 6.
Ball carrier, gain of 6 yards.
Again, you gotta get this kid down by his legs. You can't shoulder tackle this kid at all. He's just got that low center of gravity, great vision upfield, and he's not gonna stop turning the legs, Jerry. He just does not.
No, and Prairie features him, and they get him the ball in a lot of different situations and a lot of different ways. So,
and this is nice tackle. I think that's Bryson Clarkson.
Nice tackle, Bryson.
Holy crap! Sorry, folks. That was Bryson Clarkson, but oh my goodness.
Tackled by number 21, Bryson Clarkson.
He just eliminated that kid. Chechka's got to have a headache now, I got to tell you what. He just throttled him.
5 yards to go.
Woof. Wow. All right, so let's see if Prairie reconsiders running that play again. Look for the pass here, folks. He's rolling out right again. There's Chechka, and there's that pass, and it's incomplete.
Nice hit.
That's Brock Banker on the timely hit.
Yeah, it looked like Russell was going to come up with that pass until Banker put a hat on him.
And he got there right when the ball arrived, and man, he popped that ball right out. Great play by Brock Banker defensively. Here we are, 4th down.
Big decision for Prairie. Looks like they brought the punting team in. 14's their punter.
Yep.
4th and 5. We're going to play a little field position game here.
There we are.
8 minutes to go in this 4th quarter.
8:11 on the clock, and we got Fogo on the 35-yard line. Folks, be careful of this fake, and it's a bad snap, and here comes a lefty, and Fogo's going to let it go, and he's got him, and it takes a great Prairie bounce. That's going to drop him all the way down to about the 11-yard line.
Yep, that was a big-time kick, and coming off a really poor snap.
Yeah, it was almost kind of like one of those run-off soccer kicks. He just had to grab it low and then kind of give it a couple of steps and boot it off, and it just got a really nice roll for them. I told you Fogo was lining up on the 35-yard line, and we're taking over at the 11, so really good roll for the Prairie kicker, Nicholson.
Richland Center takes over at the 11-yard line.
We just keep playing this field position game, Jerry, like you've been saying, and it's we got an official's timeout here. And he's gonna have to go out the field, doesn't he? He's got his helmet off. Shouldn't he have to go off if he's got his helmet off? He should be off the field for a play. Yeah, he's got to go off the field for a play. No, evidently not. I guess the rules change every game. But if you got your helmet off, you're not supposed to be on the field for that play. Here comes this looks like Hillers, and it's going to be, I'm not sure what the flag was, if it's a holding or if it's a face mask. I didn't quite see. Yeah, it's going to be holding.
Tackled by Christian.
God darn it.
There's a flag on the play.
Just those mental mistakes. Jerry, I don't know though. I know they blew the whistle for an equipment thing on 31 St. on Prairie, but every time that there's ever been an equipment issue, I think those players have to head off field for one play. And evidently that wasn't the case here.
About 1st and 15.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that's
a couple penalties you've been hosed on.
That's the ruling. I don't know what happened down there.
All right, so wing formation, got tight ends on either side, one receiver right, one receiver left, and it's a high snap. And that just, oh man, here he goes. That was Bryce Hillers, and Jerry, that did not start out very well at all. It was a real high snap. It didn't look like the handoff was going to make it. Hillers grabbed it, and he gains about 10, about 9.
Bryce Hillers the carry.
Yeah, and really a dangerous situation, and you know, you got quarterback standing on the goal line.
Yeah.
The ball snapped over his head.
Yeah.
luckily he was able to bring it down and get that ball handed off to Bryce.
And positive yardage on top.
Big time.
They're going to give him about 8, it looks like. All right, so second and about 7.
Let's quit stabbing ourselves in the foot. Let's do something good here. Come on.
Yep. I formation. Tight end in Fogo. Here comes Hillers again. He's getting to the outside. Here he goes. Oh, man, he just got caught up. Tried to follow his blocker. His blocker got blocked. Kind of stood him up there. But he got a nice gain of about 3 or so, Jerry. So we're looking at about 3rd and a long 1, maybe 2.
Big play right here.
Yeah, this has got to. If any of you folks are praying, folks, pray for a first down here on this one. I'm telling you, we're going to need this one if we're going to keep that momentum going.
Well, this is the point in the game where you need to put together a big drive here to cap this baby off.
Yep, eat up some clock, get it in the end zone, make it 7. Power formation in the backfield, and it's going to go. Ellinson's holding on to it,
but he's
going to keep it. And he's going to get the first down. Yes, he did, sir. Yes. Oh, and a flag. What's going to be the flag? Come on. What's this going to be? What is this?
Something on something on the defense.
Yeah, Nate's pointing towards Prairie.
Ellinson, the keeper.
Personal foul on Prairie.
Tackled by Max Arneson with a personal foul.
So that's Ellinson on that carry. He needed 1. I think he ended up getting about 4, and then tack on the personal foul on the end of that. That's going to be another 15.
$15-yard penalty.
Hornets to take over on about the 41-yard line. Boy, we needed that, Jerry. We finally got one to go our way.
Yeah, talk about breaks in the first half. They typically go both ways eventually.
Yep, and we're glad it went that way this time. Hiller's on the keeper, and he's going to get away from the tackler. Getting to the outside, he's still going, folks. And it's finally going to take Saint to bring him down, and he gets about probably 4 yards on that carry, a long 4 on that carry.
Bryce Hiller's ball carrier with a gain of 4. Tackled by Braden Saint.
Really nice piece of running by Bryce there, keeping himself upright. I think he eluded about 2 tackles before Saint finally came in to start bringing him down, but not after a gain of 4 yards. All right, so Hornets back up to the line on offense. So we got Banker and Fogo to the right, and I think we got Bosworth off to the left, or that might be Darling. I can't tell. And it's going to be a handoff to Aaron Davis, and he's going to gain about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards.
Yep. Straight ahead, not much there. And again, they got the big kid back in there.
Gain of 1.
Yeah, plugging those holes.
But that number 65,
number 65, Christian Black.
He's had a heck of a game in there.
3rd down, 4 yards to go.
Yeah, he's using his speed to get to our runners, and he's doing a nice job of it, kind of slicing through those would-be blocks, and they're showing blitz here, and it's to Hillers. There he goes. He's another first down, folks. We're sitting at the looks at Prairie's 44-yard line.
Just keep this going, keep it churning, keep going down the field, and keep yourself in short yardage situations.
Number 28, Bryce Hiller's on that carry, and Prairie is taking a timeout. So, Jerry, we've been talking about momentum, and it's been swinging back and forth like a pendulum tonight. And right now, with 4 minutes and 58 seconds left, just under 5 minutes in the 4th quarter, we're pushing the ball downfield. All these we're watching right now as these players are coming off, grabbing a quick drink. But I got to tell you, Jerry, they're looking good. None of them got their heads down. They're really kind of focused on what's happening here. Let's hope this drive pays off. We don't stall in the red zone. Let's get 7 out of this thing.
Well, this is a good time too, where late in the contest, you got a lot of guys that aren't really playing both ways, and so you got a lot of fresh legs. It looks like Prairie du Chine's got seems to have a lot more kids playing both sides of the football.
I would agree.
And this is where it can really pay off. You got the Hogs in the line there, ready to just pound it at these guys. Just keep pounding it, and somebody's got to get that 65 block though.
Yeah, it's got to be one of those things where we can get a hat on him and just make sure that he can't slice into the line again. So here we are, 1st and 10 from the 45. It looks like Bosworth off to the right. I believe that's Darling off to the left. I-back formation, and it's going to go to Davis straight ahead. There he goes. Nice, good run again. Gain of about 5, a little over 5 yards. Just straight smash mouth, straight ahead, head down football. He's doing a nice job of that. And every time he's done that, Jerry, I don't think he's lost any yards tonight.
Absolutely.
Number 86, John Tittlebum.
What do we got going on here? Oh, call and play. Okay, 4.5 minutes to go.
6 yards to go.
We're inside Prairie territory and driving.
And we got to keep this drive alive. Folks at home, you're watching some exciting football tonight. Fans in here are rumbling the stands. Here comes a handoff to Hillers. He's picking his gap, and here he goes.
He let that block establish.
Yes, he did.
A little hesitation move in the gap there, and boom, he was gone. So he really set that up nice.
Yeah, he really did.
Tackle by Braden Sink.
1st and 10 Hornets.
Yeah, here we go.
Hornet, first down.
Woohoo! Hornet first down, sitting at about the 32-yard line, it looks like, folks. So Hornets keeping this drive alive, and we're pushing, folks. All right, so I-back formation. Here comes the handoff, and it's going to go right ahead to Davis again, and nice job on that run.
That was a nice run.
He ran over about 2 Prairie defenders.
Yep. He took on that first contact and carried that guy another yard or 2.
That's a 7-yard pickup for Aaron Davis. Head down, straight ahead football once again. And Jerry, you talked about it just a little bit ago about maybe that fatigue on the Prairie defense. Yeah, they got a few more kids playing both sides of the ball tonight.
I think you're starting to see that. I really do. And I mean, their defense has played a really good game to this point. But I think after a while you start to wear them down.
Yeah, and giving a shout out to that offensive line. They've been pushing those defenders into the backfield quite a bit. So
they really have had a good ball game.
A big hoo-ah for the Hogs.
You betcha.
One
Let's
receiver right, one left. Fogo in that tight end position, and it's going to go to Hillers, and up the middle he goes, and he's not going to get much on this one. They just kind of got into that hole right away. Yeah, no gain on this play. So about 3rd and 3.
Bryce Hillers up the middle for a short gain. Tackled by Brady Russell.
Yeah, some of that, and that one looked like a little bit of a kind of a mix-up maybe on the exchange first.
3rd down, 3 yards.
And anytime something kind of develops slowly, that bodes well for the Prairie defense. They got a lot of speed, and they're playing a lot of smaller guys that can get to the football quickly. And those quick hitters that we've been running straight at them, they struggle with that.
Yeah. So 2:32 left on the clock. Hornets still on the move. It's 3rd and 3. We pick up this first down, folks. It's looking really good for us. So let's see what happens here in this play. Here it comes. Ellenson's going to keep. Boy, he's awfully close, Jerry.
He's right in that. He's close.
He is really close.
They
might get the chains on this. I don't know.
Tackled by Brady Russell.
They're calling it 4th.
It's going to be 4th down, but it's
okay.
Maybe a yard.
Not even, I don't think.
Just short of a first down, 4th and 1.
And I think we've only taken 1 timeout, so we got a couple left in our pocket. We got a $1:57 on the clock. Let's see what happens here. I think Troxell's going to take the timeout. Yep, he's milking that clock down as far as it goes, and then he's going to take that timeout. Yeah, he's going to let it run all the way down. And 2. Yeah, here comes there it is. All right. So here we are, 6-6, 4th and 1. Woo! Jerry, this is getting a little exciting here, huh?
Yeah, this is.
And we just knew it was going to be this game. We talked about this trench warfare.
I just had a feeling right from the onset this is what we could expect. And, you don't know how it's going to happen, but you just know that it's going to happen. And it would be a war right down to the end here. And I like our position. If we can get a couple nice gains here, we can obviously still punch it in here, but we're starting to get close to field goal range.
I think that's what they're lining up for. So hats off again to that O-line. So you want to give them a shout out. And Hillers is lining up for the field goal.
This one looks like it'll be about a 39-yard attempt.
Here comes the snap. Oh, and it's blocked. My goodness, folks. $1:28 left on the clock. That punt is blocked.
Field goal attempt is blocked.
Woof. Well, Jerry, defense, we're gonna call on them again.
from their
We're just going to call on that defense again. So you're seeing our defensive secondary. We're going to have to call on those guys. And then also that defensive line, we're gonna give a big shout out to those guys too. All right, so here we go. Look for a steady diet. Yep, there comes Saint. And there he goes. Didn't get much.
Got him wrapped up. That was a nice play by, looks like Fogel, I believe. Nate Fogel got him wrapped up good.
That's Lewis on the bottom of the pile too, along with Clarkson, and they're going hurry up offense. We got a buck 13 and count. Shotgun snap, and he's setting up to throw it. Turn around. That's a pickoff. Easton Darling.
Darling with the interception.
We got a buck 4 on the clock, folks. That's what we needed right there, baby.
Big time play.
That's exactly what we were looking for. Easton Darling on that one, baby. Now we're talking. Buck 4 left on the clock. Hornet offense coming back on the field. Huge play by Easton Darling, number 20 on that interception. Boy, we needed that, didn't we? Woo! Great stuff. Give a hats off to that kid. Just sat back there and waited for it. Little pressure on the quarterback, and so let's see what happens here on the offense. Minute 4 left on the clock. Here comes a handoff to Hillers. And he's still going. Picks up some yardage. He just about got the first down.
He's into Prairie territory.
56 and counting on the clock.
What's the timeout situation?
I think we have 2 left. No, we have 1 left. 1 timeout left. Davis hustling to get out the field. Hurry up, Davis. A little confusion in the backfield. Taking a while for this one to develop. We got 38 seconds. Here comes the snap to Hillers again. He's going to try to get to the outside, and he just gets flattened. Going nowhere on that one.
There's that big kid at 55.
Yeah, he's a load.
Hillers the ball carrier. Tackled by
32 seconds in the game.
And a timeout by Richland Center.
In regulation.
Loss of 3. 3rd and 4.
3rd down, 4 yards to go, folks. we got a battle in the trenches here. You'd love to see one get broke open here by Hillers or Darling or whoever to get to the outside and just take this thing to the house. Prairie's defense have been, good in this 4th quarter now, kind of sniffing out some of those runs. Look like about 3rd and 5 right now. I guess we're just gonna have to see what develops here, and again, kind of lean on that O-line to open up those holes, or get Hillers to the outside so he's got some room to run, or Darling too. Remember, he's a shifty back, so we'll see what happens with him. And it looks like he's heading out there too, but maybe out to the receiver position on the left side. Yeah, Bosworth on the right. Hey, we haven't had that Bosworth touchdown yet. How about now?
This would be a good time for it.
I would love to see it right here. So, as Coach Troxel said, he said, I can't guarantee you wins, but I can guarantee a fight, and this is a dog fight, folks. Here we go, 1 receiver right, 2 left, or 2 right, 1 left, and it's back to pass, and Ellis is going to get rid of it, and there's a catch by Easton Darling.
Easton Darling with a grab.
And that will stop the clock. It should with the clock, or with the chains moving. 23 seconds left.
We're back in field goal range.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Timely throwing catch by Connor Ellenson to Easton Darling. Once again, 4th quarter brought to you in memory of Judy Davis.
Timeout, Richland Center.
Timeout, Richland Center. Great pitch and catch from Ellenson to Darling. That was a gain of about, 20-some yards on that carry?
Big time.
It was huge. We needed that.
So you see Easton go up and make a grab on that big-time interception.
Yeah.
And now he does it on the other end.
Absolutely. We were needing that huge. We needed something going on that. We've been getting a ton of yardage on the ground, pound away, pound away, pound away, and, set it up right there for almost a perfect opportunity to make that happen on a nice pitch and catch from Ellenson to Darling.
And you said we need a big play, and I think Easton was listening.
I teach that kid, maybe. Great stuff from Ellenson to Darling on that connection. That was awesome. So we're sitting at the, looks like at about the 24-yard line with 23 seconds left on the clock. And Jerry, I'm wondering, with I think we got one. No, do we have any timeouts left? I think we burned out of our timeouts.
That might have been the last one.
I think that was our last one. So 23. So you got to be thinking that runs either got to get there and get going, and get some positive yardage, get to the end zone, or if we don't, we get up to the line, clock it, and get ready for this for the kick. Here comes Ellenson, and he's not going to get much.
I think he's just
About
getting
a
the
yard
ball,
or two
getting the ball in the
to
middle of
center
the field.
Yep. And here comes the field goal unit.
Sweet.
We got to get going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got to set this thing
10
up.
seconds. 9, 8,
7, 6, 5, 4. There's the snap, and it's up. Oh, he's going to be a little short.
He didn't quite get it all that time.
That was rushed. It was really rushed.
That's how we're going to end regulation.
And what do you know, folks? We're going to overtime. Little extra innings. I'm not going to say I'm Nostradamus, Jerry, but boy, the way this game's going back and forth, I was kind of thinking to myself, we going to see some OT tonight?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. You know, I'm wondering, and I'm not the coach, I don't do this, but you're wondering, in a situation like that, instead of trying to rush that field goal unit on, you just go ahead and snap it and clock it, get yourself set up, and then get your field goal unit ready to go, you know, and then try that field goal attempt. Again, like I said, Jerry, I'm not the guy down there in khakis and a white jacket. I can't tell you what coach is thinking. We know he's got confidence in his kicker. We know, I mean, there's no doubt about that.
You bet.
Bryce has had a couple of things happen to him tonight off that block. You know, the bad snap in the first part. You know, block down here at the other end, and then this one just fell short with a rush. You know, to try and get in there, get that snap off quick, and get the 3 points on the board before regulation ended.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the way it ended up coming off, and you would have liked to seen if everything was set with a little extra time on the clock, if he could have maybe gotten away a better kick. But again, it's hindsight's 20/20, and we're going to overtime. So we've been there and done this. We know what it's about. We did it at Lancaster,
and we know what we need to do.
And so right now we're going to get a decision on. We're going to go up for a little coin toss here and see who goes on defense first, basically, because that's kind of that's the position you want to be in.
Yeah. So we're going to have senior captain Eric Ritten out to the middle of the field. Koenig is going to be on the other side, number 20. So let's see what we get here in the coin toss. That'll help determine what's going to happen with this overtime play. But Jerry, you got to be impressed with not only that, you know, when we get that turnover by Darling with the interception, and then that nice catch that he made, you know, that pitch and catch from Ellenson was a great play. And that bodes well for us if we keep that momentum going. Yes, we missed the field goal, but I got to tell you, all of these offensive series for the Hornets have been pretty darn good. We've, you know, a lot of positive yardage on those.
Yep, those two big plays by Easton put us in a position to have a chance to win the ball game in regulation. And it didn't happen, but you know what? Big time plays, and hopefully we can carry that into this overtime.
Well, folks, we're getting a little extra innings for you here. And I guess we'll see what happens on the coin toss. So the coin flip happened, and it looks like the head ump is talking to Prairie. And yep. So we're going to be defending the north end zone here. We're going to receive, looking like we're receiving. So we're going to be on defense first.
Looks like we might be on defense first.
Yes, we are. Yep, because Ritten's coming off the field. And he's our offensive line stud. All right, so here we go, folks. Little extra football for you this evening on your Friday night.
Captain Eric Ritten.
So Hornets get the chance to see what they need to do on defense. And Jerry, ultimately, you're just looking for the stop. You're looking for a 4 and out.
Absolutely. And with the way we played tonight, there's nothing I would expect differently.
Yeah.
They're just we've stymied this offense, and really haven't. And again, we kind of know what they're bringing, and you just got to get into Saint's legs and not let him get churning.
Absolutely. Keeping an eye on Admonson, number 15, the fullback. And we've said this before. Where he goes, you're going to guess that Saint's following him. So look for 31 to get the ball and 15 to lead, and that's where they're lining up right now. That I formation, one receiver left, one receiver right, and you gotta think that it's going to be going to Saint here. All right, so defense is creeping up here. Our safeties are up. Everybody's kind of flooding that box, and it's a pitch to the outside with Saint, and he's going to get brought down by Brock Lewis.
Brock Lewis. What a play.
Brock Lewis comes in, slices in, grabs a hold of him. Folks, we talked about Saint not being able to be brought down by one person. Brock Lewis, you just proved me wrong. Great tackle by Lewis. Loss of 1. He got on him and did not let go and just rolled him.
There again, we're talking fresh legs.
Yeah.
I mean, defensively, he's been solid the whole game.
All right, 3 receivers right, 1 left. Look for this little pitch and catch, and he's going to go to the left side, and there it is. Oh, Bosworth, we were looking for that
fingertips.
We were looking for that interception, Sam Bosworth.
Yep, and I like his position. He had great position. The ball was overthrown. He almost came up with it.
Yeah, he did. You're right, Jerry. He was in just a great position. All right, all the players on the sidelines are getting the folks in the stands up here, getting ready, getting jacked up. You see the players on the field. I see Nate Fogle throwing his arms up. This crowd is raucous right now, folks. We're making some noise. You got 3rd and 11.
Got a little 3rd and 11 going here.
Need a stop by the defense. And we got I formation again, so look for this ball going to Saint or a roll off. Here comes a pass to the right side. And that's going to get
caught.
That's a complete pass.
Yep.
Dang. Easton Darling had coverage on that. Our rules analyst thought that there should have been an illegal procedure on that one. A false start, but no flag on the field.
It's enough for a first down.
Yikes. All right, so Hornets got to step up again here. Look for this ball going to Saint for a handoff. Edmondson going to lead block. And there it is, right to Saint again. And who was that on the tackle? I think that was Gus Donovan. Gus Donovan
with a double leg
labeling
takedown.
him. Yes, absolutely, it was a double leg takedown.
No gain on the play, tackled by number 5.
Nice job on Donovan. He sliced right in there and grabbed Saint, wrapped him up by the legs, and took him down. Loss of about maybe a half yard on that play. Defense got to step up here again. 2nd down and just over 10 yards. 1 receiver right, 1 receiver left. You got Edmondson in the fullback. And Chechka's going to roll out, and he's going to throw again, and it's a touchdown.
Yep.
Touchdown to John Nicholson.
This pass is complete for a touchdown to number 14, John Nicholson.
God darn it. All right, folks. Well, Hornets know what they need to do. They got to get a touchdown. And I guess we'll see what happens on this point after attempt.
Yeah, and these are big. You got your chance to strike back, and you got to get a stop here. Get a stop here because we know what's ahead of us. We can drive it. We can drive it in there and score.
Yep.
And the point after touchdowns are huge.
Yeah, they are.
In fact, they're huge enough. Prairie's going to think about this.
Yeah. But they are leaving the block on the field, so we might see this kick come after all. Jerry Chechka, when he's had to come through on the passes, he's done a heck of a nice job. Oh, now they are picking up the block, so maybe it won't be a point after attempt. But Prairie's been putting that ball in his hands and hoping he's going to make something happen. And both of those receptions were Chechka to Nicholson on big time pitches and catches. And that last one, nothing bigger for Prairie on that one to get that 6 points in the end zone.
Yeah, kind of not really what we expected as far as we expected a heavy dose of 31 tonight, but really we've done a number on him. We've struggled more with the pass defense, and not a lot, but that's where they've had some success.
Yep.
So they're going to go for 2 here.
Yeah. And this is an absolute must, folks. We got to get a stop.
These are huge.
Have to get a stop. He's rolling out again, throwing it again. And that's going to be good for 2.
Nicholson again.
Same exact play, and I think Brock Banker was on the coverage on that one, and Nicholson just got in front of him.
Yep.
John Nicholson for the 2-point conversion.
All right, so Hornet offense knows exactly what's in front of them. It's a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to stay in this game and send us to a double overtime.
Yep. Not a good time to hang your heads. You got to pick it up. Hey, you just got to bounce back, and we can do it.
Yep.
We've moved the ball on these guys time and time again. There's nothing says we can't punch it in from 25.
And Jerry, I gotta say, you'd love to see it on a run, on a Hiller's run. He's been doing work tonight. Davis has been doing work tonight. So let's see what happens here on this. Let's see what happens here on this offensive series. The one thing we can't do is just turn the ball over. We just cannot do that. We got to get this thing into the end zone. Power back formation. Ellison under center. He's going to give it to Fogo, and Fogo's getting around the outside. Hey, that could have been a face mask too. I'm not sure why there wasn't a flag on that one.
Really nice run by Nate Fogle.
Yeah, it was. If I could get a replay on that one, I think you're going to see that Prairie defender got his hand up in Fogo's face mask.
Run that little counter play, and
I'm going to check it out again here right now.
It was there. So we got second and about a yard.
Yeah, he got his hand right up inside Nate's face mask. No flag on that call. All right, so same formation, power I. Here comes the handoff, and that went to Davis. First down.
Straight ahead, 1st and 10.
And they're bringing their big boy back in, number 55. That's that Johnson.
Aaron Davis on the carry for 5.
You got to remember 6'3", 285. He's a load to move, folks.
First down.
So first down, first and center. They're sitting at, looks like about the 11-yard line here.
Ball's at the 11-yard line.
So they could theoretically get another first down before getting it into the end zone. Here comes the blitz. Ellens is going to roll out to the left. He's going to keep it. He's got some yardage to go.
Well,
boy, oh boy, he got right there.
He's down inside the 5.
He's got to be really close to the first down marker. And let's see where the spot is. Boy, they gave him kind of a, I thought he got a little bit more than that. I don't know, it was a real big pile up there, but maybe at about the 3-yard line here. So center's got second down and 2 to go. 3 yards puts it into the end zone. All right, we got to see what happens here. Hornets, you fans at home, if they could hear you cheering here, we'd love to hear it too.
And you got to have your offensive people are thinking, what's the 2-point conversion play going to be?
Here comes it, Davis.
We are going to punch this in. There's Davis.
Davis got about another yard or maybe 2.
Aaron Davis, the ball carrier.
They're going to call it third down, just short of the first.
55, Jaden Johnson.
That's that huge kid that we've been talking about, 6'3", 285. He's the one with the tackle on that one. And they're going to keep him in there right in the middle.
We lost yardage. I'm not sure.
Boy, yikes. I don't follow that one, Jerry. I don't think he lost yardage on, if nothing else, maybe no game, but I don't think he lost yardage on that.
That's the way they marked it.
Yeah, I see that. All right, here we go. Power formation again. You know this is 4-down territory. Here comes Hornets. Here comes Bryce Hillers, and he's going to get stopped. He's going to get stopped. No gain on the play.
Tackled by number 54, Lucas Kramer.
Half a yard maybe. All right, so 4th and 1.
No gain on the play. 4th down, 1 yard to go.
All right, so let's see what this play is that comes in from Banker. And Bosworth's going to come off. Okay. All right, folks. Hornets got to have a touchdown here. Darling,
or a first down.
Or a first down. Darling out wide right. Banker out to the left. Power I formation again. Ellenson's got the ball. Ellen's got it in, another touchdown!
Yeah, we just followed that lead back right through the hole.
Yes, he did. Aaron Davis led with that charge. Nice job, Richland Center. All right, folks, so now we're setting up for this 2-point conversion. We got to get this thing in, tie this game up, get it to a double overtime.
Yep, this is gigantic.
Ball's going to be placed on about the 2-yard line. I'm sorry, about the 3-yard line here for this 2-point conversion attempt.
We might be going to take a timeout.
Yep, and looks like Hornets going to take a timeout and talk over what they want to run on this play. Jerry, that's exactly what we needed. You know, we kept talking about pound the rock, pound the rock, pound the rock, and that time, you know, we pounded it just enough to get that sucker into the end zone.
Absolutely. Good call. Good play call.
Yeah. And I think they even had that 55 Johnson. And again, we talked about this. This kid's a big load, and they just got past him. It was just legs pump, run, get in there. You know, even if they didn't, like we said, Jerry, even if they didn't get the touchdown, you know, they still had a little bit to go to get the first down, get some new set of downs. But here we are sitting at 12-14, waiting for a 2-point attempt by Richland Center.
Yeah, this is when you dig deep into your playbook and take a look at some of the things that you've done in the past that work in this situation. You know, that little play we just ran was pretty successful.
Yeah, short yardage play, get it in there. And everything's on the line right here, folks.
Yeah.
This is it right here. All right, so let's see what we come up with. Bosworth wide right, Darling wide left. You got I-back formation. Nope, we got a... All right, let's see what happens here in this play. Ellenson's in the shotgun. He's going to run out right. He's got to get rid of it. He's got to get rid of it. Son of a... God dang it.
Just wasn't there.
And the Prairie fans are hooting and hollering. Folks, we kind of talked about this trench warfare tonight, and it was a battle.
Yeah.
It was just a grind out battle tonight. Hornets going to come up a little bit short on this one. Took it to overtime. You know, we would have loved to seen a Hornet win on this one. Coach Troxel walking across the field, shaking the hand of the head coach, Corey Koenig. Boy, don't know what to tell you, folks. It was just a battle all night. It was just back and forth, and Hornets just came up a little bit short.
Yep. Just another tough one to swallow.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of Lancaster.
Yep.
So close.
Yeah.
Just really difficult.
Yeah.
Really hard to deal with.
Yeah, I don't know what you say to put this into words. Just heartbreaking for these kids, I would say. You know, we're gonna have the. Sorry, folks. We're looks like we're gonna have Coach come up, talk to us a little bit later after he gets done talking to the players down there. So stick around for that. Talk to Coach Troxel, hear what he's got to say about the game tonight. Jerry, I think heartbreaking might just be the best description of tonight's game.
That's a good word. It's really a tough one to swallow, and when you battle that tough and that hard for that many minutes and come up just a little short, it's tough.
Yeah, it's and those kids, you know, they laid it all out on the line tonight. Again, a couple of mishaps. We kind of let out with it tonight, Jerry. That our penalties, our miscues have been kind of our Achilles heel this season. Not saying that it was, you know, the make or break point this evening. I still got to get a little clarity on the offsetting penalties. I'm still shaking my head about that one. And again, I'm not saying that one's going to you know, change the outcome of the game necessarily, but it could, you know, make that momentum swing one way or the other. So it.
I don't think they got that one right. I got to admit that. I just don't think they got it right. To me, there's no way we could have had offsetting penalties and lost yards like that.
Yeah, that's the thing that kind of throws me too. And I don't know how you get a personal face mask and then an illegal block in the back, which should offset, and the ball should be spotted where the ball was spotted, or at where Fogel went out of bounds. And instead, we get backed up 15 yards. I can't. I don't know. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that. But, you know, regardless, hard-fought battle tonight with these kids. They they left it all on the field. I mean, and it can't, you're talking about coming down to the last play, and it literally came down to the last play. And it just a little short, came up just a little short on that last play. And again, heartbreaking, I guess, is the word to use.
I don't know what else you can say. It's just.
Well, we can't say it on air.
No, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, the tone, you can see these. I don't know, you guys can't see these kids coming off the field right now, but you can just kind of see it in their body language. They wanted to have this one. We knew that. And you guys knew that too. It was one of those things where we all knew that this was something that was drilled, all week, about beating Prairie, and the kids were all jacked up about it, and it just ended up being just not enough at the very end.
Yeah, and you said it before. These kids are going to battle, and they did, and there's nothing you can say about that as far as the effort that they gave from start to finish. And we talked about it early on about this being a war and how it's going to go to the end, and it did. I mean,
right to the bitter end.
Yeah.
I mean, we're very, very last play. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it ended up this way tonight.
Yeah.
Like we've been saying, again, these kids have battled. I mean, it's and not only with Prairie on the field tonight. We're just talking all season long. These kids have battled. I mean, 2 weeks off of playing. Before we had Valley. We had no practice for 2 weeks. I mean, that's a battle to come back and try to play a team like that. And then, after that, you've got, kids in, kids out, for various reasons and whatnot. And you don't have a solid lineup. And you hear coaches and announcers talk about this all the time with inconsistency in players. When you have to rotate these players in and out and whatnot, it just kind of throws those things off sometimes. And, maybe this is another example of that.
Yeah, it's really been hard to get consistency just because of some of the things you just mentioned. You just don't know what you got week in, week out. It's tough. But I think these kids have battled through a lot of that and have overcome some of the adversity. And I mean, you saw it last week with the job that Easton Darling did,
right,
in a position that he wasn't accustomed to playing very much, and so it's just this one's going to be tough to swallow. This one's going to hurt for a while.
Just going to say that exact same thing. And looking down at the south end zone, I can see Bryce Hillers on a knee down there. Jack Teska coming out to console him. And Jerry, we keep talking about just these little things. Look at the end of regulation. If that that kick goes through, I mean, it's game over.
Right.
And just kind of a couple of miscues on the punting tonight. And again, you got to think about where we were, even just last year or the year before, to where we're at now. You would have some evenings where it's not even first half and we're looking at a running clock, and we've never had a running clock on us. We put up a running clock against Dodgeville.
Yep.
Never had a running clock on us. We've never been out of a game. Not once this season. I mean, even if you take a look at the Valley game, we're not out of that game at all. Again, kind of a cobbled together offense that evening. We're missing some kids, and not to say that those players didn't do well. They did. That was Drew Paul's first start, and as a sophomore quarterback stepping into an arena like that kid did a heck of a job. And so there's nothing that we can say, for these kids where, you should be, looking down or chin down or anything like that for any of these kids. They have been, they've been in it every single matchup that we've had.
Sure. Yeah, just, I think the big thing with just week in, week out, just coming back and battling and one thing that's positive of all that is I think we've developed some depth.
Right.
By having kids play maybe a little bit more than they should have had to because of a person that was out or whatever, you start to establish some depth. And tonight we were more full strength than we've been in a long time. And so that was a nice situation to be in. You got a lot of players on the field that are battle tested, and it's really nice to have that situation. So there's always some good that can come out of some bad, and I think that's how I look at it. You know, you got a lot of kids that are, you know, battle tested, some young kids, and that's
Right.
only going to bode well for the future.
Yeah, and I was gonna say one more thing, Jerry, about that. You know, getting those kids in for reps and whatnot. It's gonna help them out when they get into this postseason. So, you know, next Friday night, depending on where we are, who we're playing, or whatever, but these kids are gonna have, you know, when we're talking about that depth, these kids that didn't expect to maybe play are getting into those positions. I'm thinking of like a Colton Stibbe or something like that. You know, as a sophomore, a Drew Paul stepping into that QB position. You know, your dream is that you've got a full team all year long and starters and, you know, no switching and all those kids know exactly what they're doing and where they're going, and the playbook is drilled into their head and all of those kinds of things. But 2020, I don't know what else do you say about this year and all the things that have been going on.
Yeah, it's definitely a circus in terms of what to expect week in, week out. Is who's eligible, who's able to play. You know, are you going to have a game?
Yeah,
It's
no
been
kidding.
tough. It's been tough.
Yeah, and that's one of the other things that, you know, all the I said this the other day to somebody. I said the only thing that's been constant this year is inconsistency. I mean, that's all.
Yep.
So, folks, we thought we were going to get an interview with Coach this evening. That may not happen, and so we're gonna go ahead and sign off tonight. But just a reminder that next week starts off the playoff picture. Again, we don't know. That's not going to get chosen until about 2 a.m. Tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, and how this whole playoff picture will look. And you know, when we know something, we'll see what we can do about getting that info out, and we'll hopefully see you folks next Friday.
Now, just thanks for everybody for joining us tonight and sticking with us through that game. It was a tough battle, but it didn't come out on the way we wanted it to come out. But thanks for being there tonight.